Hello everyone. Well, hello the one person watching. Hello one person watching. I do believe that is the preview to the preview to GT Roaring Fan, the logo editing official. What? The preview to GTS Raw. I is that, I don't know what that is. Is that software or is that a site? Hello, by the way. Thank you very much for coming on in. Thank you, Crafty Keeler. That was that. If anyone saw that intro, what did you think of that intro? I might play it again later and get some feedback. That's going to be the bad advice show I've been talking about. It should be good fun. It's my birthday today. I am all of 45, which is strange because really I don't feel that old. Although I probably look it. I can't scale back the camera a bit so you hide the wrinkles and the crow's feet and shit like that. But it's all good. It was interesting. Interesting is a good word. Yes, thank you. It was that interesting. I think I lost a viewer when it started, so maybe I might have to rethink that intro. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's a weird time of the day. I got when I started this, I was going to do it 9 p.m. my time, which seemed a little bit nicer because it's 3:30 in the afternoon. I looked at it. It's my mum's. It's my mum's side of the family's Irish. So I get my looks from my mum, and my hair. No, my hair's my grandfather. I got parts of my face from my dad actually, but my skin and things like that is my Irish side of the family. But yeah, I think it's just you and me, Keela. But yes, it's Irish skin, I think. I got my dad's temperament, my Irish relative's face and things. You can hear somebody choking in the background. That's my husband.
Sorry.
Dr. Lord Stinky Butt the Butler, aka the Stinkster. Hello. So yeah, so I was going to I'm trying out that intro, and I have a whiskey, get a proper drink. I can't. It's too early in the day. It's not. I'm too old now to be day drinking, really. Not without getting hangovers and shit like that. So we'll see. This is what am I drinking? This is Angry Orchard unfiltered cider. I quite like it. It's cool. But I don't drink beer. Try not to drink beer and things like that. It's always whiskey. Well, if Tatty was here, he would say it. I was talking crap or stronger words, probably. Happy birthday, old man. Thank you very much, Dr. Lord Stinky Butt, the Butler, aka Stinkster. So I don't know. I haven't got a plan. I just thought I'd start a stream and just sit and have a chat, and see what happens, and if anyone turns up. And if they don't, then I will just have a drink myself, which is fair enough. So how are we doing in side chat? How is everyone out there in side chat land? Has anything exciting happened? Has anything going on that I need to know about? Anything happened? Any new drama? Doesn't he look like he's 16? I wish I was 16. I wish I do. Wish I was. Unfortunately not. But I. I think it's quite funny because we all the family went to a place of gambling. 16 centuries. That's harsh. Probably true, but harsh. We went to this gambling place, and myself and my husband both got ID'd, and the guy that we were with, my husband's stepdad, he was upset he didn't get ID'd because apparently he just looked old enough, which was great. I work 10 hours a day. Crafty Keeler says I work 10 hours a day, so I haven't got a clue what's going on. Just go with it. 10 hours a day is pretty hard. Is that every day? Is that 5 days a week, or is that 7, Keeler? Because that sounds like the sort of job that'll kill you. 10 hours a day. Although when I was working in Britain and working with the US office many moons ago, 5 days a week, that's still harsh. I would do a day in Britain, and then by the time I'd finish my day in Britain, the US office would be in full swing. So then I'd work through till midnight UK time, and then get up in the morning and do it all again. So I'm gonna use this set for the new show. I haven't figured out a way to get people on 7 a.m. till 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. That means, is it much of a commute, Keeler? Don't give too much away, but is it is it like an hour or 2 hours, 5 hours? Is it? Because I was at one point I was living in Southport, working in Manchester, which meant I was on the M6 for anywhere between. If anyone has been on the M6 lately, a journey, your average journey is going to 15 minutes. Okay, that's not too bad. Your average journey is going to be like, well, mine was anywhere between half an hour and 3 hours, depending on traffic. So I ended up, most mornings I'd be in the office really, really early because I didn't want to get stuck on the M6, which is grim. And then going home on a Friday, you could forget it. Keeler says, I moved closer to work. It used to be 2 hour journey on bus. Yeah, I couldn't do that on a bus. 2 hours on a bus. The longest journey I ever did on a bus was going from Liverpool to Cardiff, and that felt like it took, like it was only 8 hours or something stupid like that, but I felt like I'd moved in, and I'd known by the time we got off the bus, people were hugging each other and stuff like that, which was just weird. It's like, we just sat on the same bus. We're not friends. We're not family. We're not family now. We're not going to be writing each other Christmas cards and shit. We just shared a bus ride, so I didn't enjoy that really. Keeler says I had headphones in order. Man, tram. I used to do tram rides in Manchester when I was living there. That was nice. I say it was nice until about 8 p.m. any given day, and then you take your life in your hands. Then it's a run of drunks and drug abusers, and then particularly centre of Manchester was to be avoided on Dole Day, because they go and get their quantities of spice and things and be taking that in town. So quite often you could wander through town and it must have been Dole Day. I'm not saying that to be horrible. It must have been Dole Day because they all got their money on the same day, and they'd all be spiced out on the same day, and then they'd be clean like until two days before they'd all be clean and up and not sober necessarily, but you could understand what they were saying. And then Spice Day, they're all zombified again, which was, I don't know if anyone has seen Spice. I can't. It's like I think it's an artificial cannabis, but it seems to just zombify you. Which is, it's particularly troubling because then around, particularly in high homeless areas like Manchester, because then you don't know if they've overdosed, if they need some kind of medical assistance, or if they're just zonked on spice. Because they just sit and stare. They just sit and stare into space and dribble. It's not good. Who else is here? I can see Keela. I can see Dr. Lord Stinky Butt the Butler. Somebody else must be in there. There's a few people watching now, so. Oh, my side chat's not working. Why is that not happening? There should be a side chat down. Oh man, this set. This is going to be the set for the. Oh, it is there. This is going to be the set for the new show. Gosh of Heckfire, hello. This is going to be the set for the new show. I haven't quite figured out all the twos and fro's of it. I was talking to Steaming Cup of Reason this morning, and in time I'd set aside to sort out this set, and then I just got sidetracked, and spent far too long putting that intro together and giggling at myself for doing it. But yeah. So what else is going on? How are you, Dr. Lord Stinky Butt and Gosh of Heckfire? What's going on in the world for you guys? What is happening? I'm going to ask that question and then give you time to type by having a little drink. So there. Tusk. Hello, Tusk. Now I don't do well with Gaelic. I assume that's Gaelic. It looks like it could be, given the second word looks like a Gaelic word. I don't know what that, I don't know. Is that Gaelic or French? I'm tempted to put that into a translator and see what it comes back with. Happy birthday, excellent. Thank you, Tusk. I haven't got around to cooking that steak and ale yet, but I will. It's just finding time to do it. I don't. I would need to make gluten-free pastry, and normal pastry don't work anyway. I mean, gluten-free pastries just don't get on at all. So I will give that a go because it looks damn tasty. Happy birthday and Pembloith Happus e me. Is that I'm sure that's Welsh. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to me. Can't remember. It's been so long since I've spoke Welsh. We did it we had to do it in secondary school. It's mandatory until the third year, and then it got to options time, which is a thing in Britain where you basically decide what you want to do for the rest of your school career, and you get to choose options for subjects you want to study. And my dad, I didn't share the stream on my community tab just now. Thank you, Keela. My dad didn't want me to take Welsh because he said it was a dead language, and everyone's going to know. Jesus, old. Yeah, I thought everyone knew anyway, but I guess I get away with it without actually saying how old I am. I probably shouldn't have said I was 45. I probably could have got away with 35. But yeah, so my dad decided he didn't want me learning Welsh because it was a dead language, and I ended up taking it was geography and French or something like that, which is a shame because then when I finished my university stuff, a job in Cardiff, an IT manager in Cardiff who was bilingual, would have made a hefty amount of cash at the time, which was a shame. You could pull off saying 35. It's oil of Yule twice a day. Pemla Hapus E is the best I could. Yes, Pembloth Hapus. It's still in my head. It is still in. Lots of things are still in my head. Sklodgian is a good one, which I believe is chips, and Celsig is sausage, and Avishanti and Sigmar is bacon. If I've said that correctly. If there's anyone Welsh in the side chat, I'm sure they'll correct me. But yeah, obviously learned the essentials in Welsh. Able to order a full breakfast. I got told in school I couldn't speak Gaelic because it was a dead language and I was forced to take Latin. That doesn't make sense. Thank you, Jin. Happy birthday, says Jin. It's weird that people have got the views of some languages of being dead. Some really are dead. I mean, there's not many Aramaic speakers around, I don't think. And, I don't think they're teaching it in many schools. They might be teaching it for translation purposes, but there were still places in Barry. Where I grew up in Barry. There was still a Welsh school in Barry where they only spoke Welsh, and I always thought that was kind of cool. But it's a shame because I've lost. Samaritans still speak Aramaic, do they? I didn't know that. Do they? Is that conversational Aramaic? Is that used every day then, Vishanti? I had no idea. I've been learning Welsh, but it's forcing other things out of my head, like who I owe money to, for instance. It's a fair trade-off. A language is better than remembering a load of debt. Absolute fair trade-off. And I'm sure whoever you owe money to will understand. You just say something to them in Welsh. Mae'n siarad Cymraeg. How are you learning Welsh then, Tusk? Are you going to school for it, or are you learning yourself, or how's that working out? Because they don't. It's difficult to. I've got a book to learn Welsh, but I don't do very well with reading. That's badly worded. I couldn't learn a language just by reading it. I have a few Welsh friends who don't mind me stumbling over it. Have you started teaching others? Jin says, have you started teaching others, Tusk? I can't. Yeah, I'm with Yuki though. I can't remember languages. My brain just doesn't do. I remember probably like 20 words of Welsh. And then some Spanish and some French because we had to learn that. But the last time I actually spoke any of those things would have been when I was 16, 15, 16, somewhere around there. And that was it. And then I haven't really spoken Welsh since. Some Welshists take the language very seriously, but if you make an effort, they're okay when you mess it up. There are places. It's terribly stereotypical. There are still places in Wales where they do switch to Welsh if there's English people around. It's happened to me in north of Beirdd-Gelert. It was in a small place just up from Beirdd-Gelert. Etty Little Rage, thank you very much. It is my birthday. Crafty says, I only speak Irish when Tusk makes me. And then Tusk says, I will be teaching a well-known American creator some Gaelic and Doric. Well-known American creator. I do. If anyone does want to call in, or if anyone wants to join, I've got a meet running. It's a Jitsi meet. I can give you a Jitsi meet link, or the phone line things are open if anybody wants to call in, or there's the web interface as well if anyone wants to use that. So if anybody does want to come on and have a chat and just hang out, you're welcome to. I didn't set anything up in advance because it's a weird time of day. take these off because I can read without them. There we go. So, what else is going on out there in reality away from the tubes? The Samaritan Aramaic is primary liturgical. See, making me read big words for Shanti. Send me a link, weirdo. Let's have a look. Let's invite someone. Send me a link, weirdo. Try this. Let's see if I can find you in the thing. Clearly underestimated. Sent me a message on Discord. Now, I don't know who you clearly underestimated. You've changed your name from whoever you were. I think I know. Yes. Okay. I'm with. Okay. Looking back at the conversation. Thank you. I know who you are now because I recognise the conversation. I guessed who it was. Thank you so much. I'm not going to say because I've read out your Discord name now, but yeah, thank you very much. Clearly underestimated. That's really kind of you. Thank you. Let's see if I can find Keela in the old. Okay. Now I don't know how this is going to work out, Keela, but let's have a look. Okay, smaller words then. Don't use it in prayer. Yeah. I wanted to say liturgical, but I knew I would trip over the R in it. So that's on its way to you, Keela. To be honest, I've got too many bits of technology open at the moment. I hear. Oh. I think that's Keela. Definitely might be. Hello, Commander 401. It's like a weird tapping, Keela. Do you know that's happening? Are you fighting with the tech? Did you call me a boomer and then you're struggling with the tech? There's a certain irony in there. That just sounds like frustrated mouse movements. Hopefully, it looks like that's going out over the feed as well. It should do. So, Commander 401, how's things with you? So, just to catch you up, Vishanti's here, Crafty's here, Etty's here, who else was here? Jin was here, Tusk is here, and Dr. Lord Stinky Butt the Butler is here, and Crafty just joined, and Crafty dropped. Okay. Happy birthday. Thank you, Tony. Can't see. Oh, I've lost my. Excellent. We had I tried calling the phone line Discord, accidentally shut everything down twice. That's welcome to my world.
Hello.
Oh, there's Tusk. Hey, Keela.
See, I can't hear anything. That's a problem.
Can you hear me? No. You can't hear me. Why can't you hear me?
Give me 1 second.
I have 3.
Why can't I hear you?
I don't.
That's weird.
We're the chat in Discord. Hold on. Give me 1 sec, Task. Let me just figure out what's going on with Keela. Have I done something stupid? Let's have a look. No, I can.
What about that?
What about that? Can you hear me now?
Now I
Keela?
can hear you. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy
Okay, I don't-
birthday!
Okay, I don't know. Thank you. Okay. Can you still hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. Somebody says echo.
It's not me, I swear.
Is it? It doesn't look like it's echoing. It is echoing. Yeah. Hold on.
What about that?
What about that?
Am I still echoing?
Nope.
No, I think
it's me that's echoing.
Oh, okay.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm perfect. You screwed up.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah, I completely have.
I am not.
I am not going to lie to you. I completely have. Just figure out what's going on here.
It wouldn't be a real stream if something didn't go wrong. Just saying. Just saying.
It absolutely
wouldn't. Cable B. What if I do that? Can you still hear me now?
I can hear you.
And okay, people watching. Is there still this horrible echo thing? It doesn't look like there is. Give that a few seconds to get out over the tinterweb. No echo.
Yay.
Awesome. Yes. How are you doing, Keela?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Awesome.
Jeez, 45. 45.
Getting old. I know.
That's
Getting
awesome.
old. It's not good.
That's awesome.
Of
course it is.
Not.
Of course.
It's not quite. I made the mistake of stopping counting. Made the mistake of stopping counting when I was about 22, and then I realized recently I was old.
Yeah. I only say my age just to amuse the crowd. That's what happens.
I've got Brandon Worrell wants to say hello, so I'm just gonna bring him in for a second.
Absolutely.
Keela. So
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello.
hopefully you can hear me, Brandon.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. The technology is working.
Okay, you can hear me too. I don't know. I just.
We can hear you. I think the internet can hear you as well. How are you doing, Brandon?
Okay. I'm good. How you doing? Happy birthday, man.
Thank you. I'm good.
And me changing my name on Discord isn't necessarily like an attempt to hide my name or anything. It was just
I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to say it. Didn't want to say it.
Oh, now
It would be
that's me.
like.
He's being mysterious.
Yeah. Yeah, I just didn't want. Once I realised it was who it was, I didn't want to say it just in case you'd done it for personal reasons.
I don't want to hide my name. I changed it because I am underestimated. People underestimate me all the time. So, might as well, yeah. Shit, why not?
It's nice to have. It's sometimes nice to have a username that's different. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm not trying to hide who I am now. I never did.
I read back the conversation. I was like, oh, okay, I know who you are now. I just didn't want to say it just in case. Is all. It would have been like it just would have been bad if you'd have done it on purpose. It would have been bad. But anyway, thank you. Awesomeness.
Okay.
So we've got. Say that again.
I was saying, so are you 45 or 35?
55. I'm joking.
50.
40.
Okay.
44. How is it you can believe that I'm 55?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'm 45. I'm actually 45.
This is why I don't come on stream when I'm drinking, because I just get too giddy.
But yeah, 45.
Awesome. That's cool.
I like the TV there. The TV, folks. For anyone that's wondering, the TV that's on the screen, that just reminds Cheese of the TV that he used to have when he was a boy.
Well, my dad had one of those ones, and only the older people amongst you will remember these. So everyone else, these are going to be antiques. But it used to have the frequency as a dial on the TV. It didn't even have channels. It was a horrible. It was about like that big, about that big of a TV with like a little frequency dial, and then one to turn it on and off, and one for the brightness. It was horrible.
Jeez.
That was
Jeez. Your boomer is showing. Your boomer is showing.
I had a TV where you change the channels with buttons on the top.
My grandparents had one of those, but I ended up with one of those those dial things. That was the first TV I ever saw. It was creepy.
And it's kind of
and then what was the next one? Then I think we had one of the ones with a cable, and then Dad went out and bought the cutting edge of technology, which was a button with a TV with channels on down the side, and it had always weird because it had like 12 channels down the side, and Britain only had 3 channels or 2 channels at the time.
Tony Regime was asking, was it a black and white TV with the frequency dial?
Yeah. It was a horrible black and white TV.
And yes,
and then
Jim.
I had to suffer.
Yes.
And then when I went to university, we couldn't afford for me to buy a TV to take with me, so I ended up taking my dad's vintage, barely color, push button TV with me. And it was heavy as hell. Took that up to Liverpool, from Cardiff to Liverpool on the train, like it was a precious thing, because my dad told me if I dropped it, the cathode ray tube would break, and then he wouldn't be my friend anymore if I broke his favourite TV. Tusk is 30-teen.
I love that. Tusk's granddad wouldn't have a TV in the house because he said it was what morons who couldn't read.
For morons who couldn't read, yeah. That's superb.
My granddad had to have a TV in his house because he had 11 children, and it was the only way to keep them all fucking quiet.
That's my dad's granddad, my great granddad, my dad's dad, my dad. I've only had like one
Your
bottle
dad's
so
granddad?
far.
What?
My great grandfather is a terribly British way to say it. My great grandfather didn't have a TV; he just had a radio in his house.
Did he even have a radio? Was it even invented back then?
It was. He had a radio because we used to go around and he'd be listening to it.
You sure?
But he got his in the 40s, and he refused to change it because it was perfectly good.
So back to birthdays, right? My granddad used to say, you never go above the number of your house, right? So his thing was, he lived in number 22, and so he would, anytime anyone would ask him what his age was, he would always say 21 and a bit, and the bit's my own business, which is a great answer. Fucking great answer.
Yeah.
Right? I live at number 5. And now, if I was to say I'm 5 and a bit, yeah, it wouldn't work as well. Just saying. But people would well believe that I'm 5. I'm gonna be honest with you, like.
Well, I'm where I am in America, where they go in the house numbers go into the thousands, so I'm in somewhere in the thousands. for the
Saying
house
that.
number. So yeah, like 6,000 something. So me and Gandalf the White, I guess.
Oh, that'd be great.
Gosh if Heckfire says I was in lurk mode for a bit. Happy birthday, youngster. Somebody who's older than me. Excellent. I think you're just being kind there, Gosh. I'm sure you're younger than me. And most people are younger than me.
It's okay. Fucking Tony was born back in the Stone Age, so we're good. We're good.
Which
PhD Tony.
Do you mean is that PhD Tony?
Love that guy. I really do.
He's a dude. We do love a bit of PhD Tony. He gets a lot of crap from side chat.
But that, I mean, he takes it in his stride. It's a bit of crack. Like, it's the same with everyone slagging me off for how I say 3. Because when I get tired, it's not 3, it's tree. CH.
Tree. Yes.
And then the way I say 30.
And then they start on with the I was gonna say they start on you with a 33.
That's the only reason why I tell people my age is just to amuse the side chat. It's 33.
49. Okay, we're not that far apart then. Gosh, if Heckfire.
Oh geez, Tusk wants to come in. Tusk wants to come in.
Tusk,
but he can't
Tusk
check.
Jin says I can really troll people. And my address is 5 digits. Yeah, that's.
Yes.
Tony Regine says I'm definitely older than you. Cheesemondo.
I love Jin's
That's
idea.
fine. That's okay. You can be. I know. It's good that somebody's got to be older than me. We all can't be younger. If we were all younger than me, then it'd be me and PhD Tony in charge of the planet.
Well, apparently Jin is a couple of thousand years old. Like,
Yeah.
a couple of tens of thousands of years old. I like it. I like it. Definitely troll people. Just confuse the fuck out of them. It's great.
And Tusk inside chat. Tusk says best headline of the day: NBC cancels ultimate slip and slide after disastrous diarrhea incident.
Ew. Thanks for that.
I'm not sure. I want to know. Is that a real Tusk? Is that a real head? If I Google that, is that going to be a real headline?
Do you really want him in if he's talking about diarrhea?
No.
I believe it.
We talked
Let
about
him
far worse on
Let him
stream.
in. Let him in.
Tusk. I saw you connected, Tusk, but then it looked like it dropped or failed on you. It's a real thing. When's this from?
Collins
June
should
the
listen to this wheel too.
June the 11th. NBC halts production on Ultimate Slip and Slide amid report of explosive diarrhea outbreak on set. Oh.
Yeah, you don't have to go into any more detail than that. Cheers.
I just scrolled down. I was just scrolled down in case there were pictures, but fortuitously there aren't.
No,
You wanted to see pictures. How weird is that? No.
I just
want to see pictures.
Hold on. Hold a minute. Hold up a minute. You
back that truck up.
Yeah. You wanted to see pictures of diarrhea slide.
I do.
I didn't want to. I was just looking to see if there were pictures so I could be suitably outraged.
That just happened. You wanted to see pictures.
I want to see pictures.
Why? No.
Yeah, I want to see pictures.
Tusk says it's a real headline. It absolutely is a real headline. Tony Regime says, be careful, there might be photos. Fortuitously for Keela, there were not photos.
And
thank you for saving us all. Could you imagine if there was photos and you fucking pulling them with the photos? Ew. Jeebus. Why would you do that? Like, no.
There was a video.
That's the reality, isn't it, Brandon? He wanted to fucking see the video of it. He wanted to see video.
No. Do you know what?
Because you're gross.
Has anyone seen the In-Betweeners movie where they do the thing in the water park?
Yes.
To me that makes my stomach hurt. I laugh so much at that. There's probably something wrong with me, but that makes me laugh more than it should.
Understandable. It is a funny bit. It is a funny bit.
Had to look that up.
Tusk has just put in side chat. I got shown a picture on Google Earth of a hotel on Loch Ness with a naked man with a bendy willy. How did that make it to Google Earth?
How did it not?
And how did somebody find it?
Because it's Tusk.
What?
Tusk finds the most random, ridiculous things. Like he's incredible. He's like a magpie for these kinds of things. Either that, or he's making shit up. And no, we don't want to see the naked man with a bendy willy.
Okay, I'm gonna Google.
I'm interested. I'm sorry.
Google Earth, Loch Ness.
Oh,
Man.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm not going to type bendy willy. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Beast of the Loch Ness. Is the Loch Ness monster a lovesick surgeon? There are some other disturbing results there, but none for a man in a hotel. This, I feel conned, Tusk. I feel conned. It doesn't. Oh my goodness! See, this it's come back. Some of the things that Google searches pull back, and one of them is the Loch Ness monster a lovesick sturgeon, and is the Loch Ness monster just a whale penis?
Actually, according to the Scotsman.com, there is a naked man standing on what appears to be a patio of a hotel. It's gone viral. Why would this go viral? Why would you want this to go viral?
It's looking at junk without getting on Pornhub. You can do it in work.
Street view glitch in Loch Ness. There's a new Loch Ness legend.
Tusk says, want a laugh. Anti-vaxxers spent 6 hours today storming the BBC because they were pushing the vaccine. Except they went to the old BBC building in London, not the new one in Manchester. That's anti-vaxxer logic for you right there. It was a shame when they moved to Manchester because I used to like that BBC place in London.
I don't think I've ever been. Have I been? I have been to Manchester. I'll tell you a funny story. I went to Manchester with some friends of mine, right? And it was a friend of mine's birthday. So we were going for his birthday. I'll tell you the fucking holiday from hell that I just could not stop laughing at. And so we were going to Alton Towers. I think it was his 21st birthday. I can't remember. But everything that could go wrong did go wrong. And I mean everything, right? So myself and his ex-girlfriend, they had just broken up that week. We were still going to go, and everyone else backed out. So it was only me, him, and his ex-girlfriend, which was also a friend of mine. Awkward as fuck already, right? So me and his ex-girlfriend are sitting in the terminal waiting for him to arrive. He doesn't arrive. The plane comes and goes, and we're like, where the fuck is this? He overslept.
Oh, man.
Right? That's the first thing. He gets to the terminal, turns up like an hour late for our flight. We weren't going to go without him because it's his birthday. Like, we wouldn't do that. So he turns out up an hour late. We book another flight. And we're like, okay. He says, okay, I just have to park the car. And we're like, where the fuck is the car? It's out in the holding area. It's the let-off area. So you're not actually allowed to... it's the drop-off area. You're not allowed to park there. We come out, and the car has been clamped. Right? So he has to pay 70 quid for the car to be unclamped. So that happens. That's fine. And we get... yeah, you'll eventually get it there. But yeah, so we eventually get on the plane. That's fine. We get to Manchester because we're staying like a night or two in Manchester before going up to Alton. And the booking, this was in November. The booking that he made was for September, which is when he was making
no.
the booking.
Oh God.
Wait for it. It gets so much better. Before we get to the hostel that we're staying at, he goes to get he rented out a car, but he was using his dad's credit card to do it, and because his name wasn't on the credit card, they wouldn't give him the car, and so he had to go and this, yeah. This is at like 5 p.m., 5:30, when everyone else has gone home. So we're going around all of these car places trying to get him to allow my friend to rent the car with his dad's credit card. He had the permission to do it, right? We eventually get this little fucking dinghy of a car, right? I had to go into 4th gear just to get up the smallest hill. You could not make this shit up. So we get to the hostel. The hostel are like, yeah, you're gonna have to book for like the night or whatever, and they put their prices up like 3-fold. So that's fine. We were on the top floor without a fucking lift, which is 5 stories high.
Oh man.
That was fun.
Oh man.
That was fine. So the next day we come out, we're driving this car. The fucking thing nearly dies about 5 times. And if you've ever gone to Alton Towers, so when you're on your way into Alton, there's this like, it's not a steep incline, but it's a constant incline. He had to go into 5th gear just to get up that hill. I'm not even joking. Not even joking. Right? So we get into Alton, and we're like, okay, well, where are we going to stay? Oh, I didn't book anything in Alton. And I'm like, oh, that's great. So we walk around to the hostels and the hotels or the B&Bs and whatever. Everywhere is full. I shit you not. There was one place that wasn't full. Guess what her name was?
I don't know.
I still have the B&B card. Her name was Ann Nother.
Oh no.
I'm telling you.
A-N other. No.
A-N-N. A-N-N.
A-N. Oh, Ann other.
A-N-N.
Another.
Nother. N-O-T-H-E-R. That was her name. I still have the fucking card. I still have the little the business card. So that's fine. And the place was gorgeous, right? So these two are arguing. I'm fucking pissing myself laughing because this is just too funny, right? So we get into Alton Towers. We have a great 2 days in Alton Towers. And then on the way back out, the fucker loses his wallet.
Man.
I mean, holiday from fucking hell. Now, I was in the position, like, in a couple of years' time, we are going to piss ourselves laughing. The whole thing just seemed funny to me. Mainly because I was drunk for most of it. But it just seemed fucking hilarious. Didn't help the fucking situation, the fact that they had only broken up a few days earlier. But yeah, that's my funny birthday story.
Oh, good. That's I would have just said no. I'm dead. Sorry.
Wow.
I was in a freak accident and I'm dead.
It was so awkward. Like, you couldn't help. And when I feel awkward, when I feel fucking weird, I just laugh at shit like that, you know. I think I was the only one breaking the ice by just giggling the whole fucking time. I think that's the only reason why the two of them didn't kill each other. It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Oh man, that's I wouldn't have gone. I would have said, you two need to sort this shit out. I get it.
In fairness, if I had known in Dublin Airport that was the future, I would not have gone. No, actually, I would have gone just to be able to tell this story.
Oh dear.
It was gas.
That's bad. That's. What about everyone else inside chat? Has anyone else had a similar holiday experience?
Tusk will.
Oh, anything.
Tusk will in November or October. Myself, Tusk, Etty, and Taddy are invading Barman. Dun dun dun.
Nice.
So he's gonna.
Does he know, or he's just thinking up a random?
Barman knows we're coming. He just doesn't know when.
Excellent.
So we're just going. He was like, "You have to tell me so I have enough beer." No, we're just going to creep in one week and go boo. That's the plan.
Needs to make sure he's got enough alcohol for Tati.
Yep. It's not even for me.
Inside chat. Inside chat. Tusk says we are.
Yeah.
Or we are, and then question mark later.
Tusk, get your ass in. Come on, learn to tech.
Yeah, come on. Let me. Tusk. Oh, Tusk. Tusk is waiting. Tusk, are you here?
He's already in. You just didn't let him in.
I've been waiting to come in for fucking ages.
Ha ha ha!
I didn't see you.
You're not special.
I'm sorry.
You're not special. Fuck you. I love you. No.
I am special. I've got a card and everything that says so.
Oh my god, it says I'm special. Yeah, he does. I'm sure. He keeps it in his wallet.
Cheese, you lived in Salford.
I did.
Yeah.
Did.
Right. Many years ago, I was only very young. And it was I suppose it was my step-granddad. That's irrelevant, I suppose. But we were driving down to somewhere to drop a friend off or whatever, way down south. And we stopped off in Manchester on the way down or the way back, I can't remember. Family members to get like something to eat, and I think we stayed the night. And there was an advert on the TV, and it was the most northern thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Right. Do you remember the Burger King adverts? It was like, you got it. It's like, do you want a flame grilled burger? You got it. Do you want on a crispy fresh lettuce? Right. And it was a guy who owned a pie shop. Right. Do you know the advert I'm talking about? Like,
yes.
Do you want a steak
don't.
and kidney pie? You got it. Do you want it served in a nice brown paper bag? You got it. And it was absolutely brilliant. It was hilarious. But no one I've ever spoken to remembers it.
That.
You should look it up on YouTube because all those old ads are on YouTube.
I have tried. I've been through like adverts from the 90s and early 2000s, trying to remember when it was. And it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Because it was obviously like clearly a rip-off of the Burger King thing. But it's like, do you want your pie? Do you want mushy peas with it? You've got it. Do you want it served with a plastic fork? You've got it. It was absolutely brilliant. I think he probably got sued and had to take it on. Probably had to take it off the air. But just, it's like if you go around the UK, I don't know if it's still, I suppose it wouldn't be the same now. There used to be all the different regional TV stations, like Granada, Time Teas, Border, and all that. And it was absolute garbage that was on it. It was every day, it was Take the High Road, Songs of Praise, and Weir's Way. That was it, on rotation. It's not as good as the Irish Country Music Channel, though. The Irish Country Music Channel is the best thing you'll ever see.
That was Sunday afternoons. Sunday afternoons. It was always Highway to Heaven in the afternoon, and then you'd end it with Songs of Praise or something like that.
Yes, One Man and His Dog, and some tedious Jacques Cousteau thing that was, so badly shot.
Yes, yeah.
Wasn't he an angel? Apparently.
Say that again.
Wasn't he an angel in that show, Highway to Heaven?
Yes, he was. Yes.
Yeah, I think the main.
Yeah, it was like
Jacques Cousteau was like an angel.
No.
Yes, the main character was an angel.
I see you misunderstand for comic effect. It was oh god, Highway to Heaven was it was like Quantum Leap but religious.
Yep.
And he'd go right.
Wasn't that the guy from like Little House on the Prairie or something?
Yes. Yeah.
It was like a human version of the Littlest Hobo, and he would just go around fixing people's shit, whether they wanted to be fixed or not. He would get himself in their life.
Yeah. It was the Littlest Hobo, but religious. There's so many ways you can spin it. It's great.
Yeah.
Because
I hope whether you like it or not.
wasn't the little hobo supposed to be an angel or something as well in the body of a dog? Because that's obviously more convenient than, the body of a fucking angel with hands and opposable thumbs.
It would have cost more.
To communicate.
Actors unions, all of that shit. They just did away with it. Let's get a husky.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
Yeah. But we could have a human, though, and you could do useful things like build somebody a house or rescue them. Nah, mate, a dog. Dog's a much better idea because it can bark and it can carry things in its face. So, as long as the situation required that the dog could bark, jump, or carry something in its face, they were saved.
So true. You've just ruined the list, hobo, for anyone else who wants to watch it. But you're essentially right.
Yeah,
You've nailed every episode.
Fucking Lassie was the same. Lassie was the same.
Yeah.
Lassie, yes.
There used to be a program on. I never saw it when it was on in real time. It's only repeats, called Manimal, right? And it was like a proto superhero kind of shape changer, but he could only change into two things. It was a panther or an eagle, because that's the only stock footage they had. So every week he would get into an adventure where he could only beat the baddies by turning into either a panther or an eagle.
Yeah.
So they had to properly capture these storylines. So he had to climb something high or fly down on somebody every single week. But apparently it was absolutely huge in Eastern Europe.
Yeah, I mean the Aussies are going to hate me for this. The Aussies are going to hate me for this, but for me, the animal drama was definitely Skippy. Had to be Skippy.
The bush kangaroo.
Fucking Skippy. Give me Skippy. And you know, me being from Ireland, right? It seems so exotic to see a fucking kangaroo jumping around the fucking screen.
Well, that's the strangest thing, because you see, like, Skippy the bush kangaroo, we had a colony of wallabies just a few miles up the road, and there was a wallaby farm a few miles behind us as the crow flies. So we'd go around for walks, and there'd be fucking wallabies all over the place. People are like, oh, we saw a kangaroo. Well, yes, they're everywhere. There's a colony of them live on an island in Loch Ness.
See, we never had them.
At night, they swim. Yeah. They swim
we had wallabies.
People's vegetable gardens and then swim back.
We had wallabies.
Everywhere.
We had wallabies after Foda Wildlife Park set up, and then we had wallabies. But Tony Regime is asking, what about Flipper? I never really got into Flipper. I never watched it. I've never seen Flipper. It's not until I was in my mid-teens that I knew about Flipper.
Yeah, being a dolphin is only useful in a very, very small window.
Yeah,
unless someone's fallen into the water, there's not a great deal you can do for them.
Whereas a kangaroo can go anywhere.
Yeah, but
except the water.
Oh, Skippy, I've just lost my job and the bank's about to foreclose on the ranch. Don't worry, I'll jump around like a giant rat. That will solve it. What the fuck?
Do you know what? I would pay to see a crossover between Skippy, Flipper, and Lassie.
Dream team.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
right there.
I'm telling you.
It was called Manimal, and it was shite.
Says you.
If you can Google Manimal, it was absolutely rubbish, because the footage they had of him changing into an animal was stock footage, and all the footage they had of him as an animal was the same stock footage they'd used over and over again. So it'd be in like a giant warehouse.
Yeah, but I mean,
turn into a panther, and suddenly it'd be coming down a stairwell in a mansion. But what? What the fuck?
Yeah, but I mean, actual Skippy.
High on their agenda.
I mean, actual Skippy, actual Flipper, and actual. Well, okay, yeah, they weren't actual fucking superheroes, but I would love to see that crossover with Lassie, Skippy, and Flipper. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Life complete. Life complete.
You'd only find that on the island of Dr. Moreau. some weird dolphin kangaroo fucking hybrid.
Have you not seen Family Guy? Have you not seen Family Guy at all? Dolphins used to walk.
So
They used to be. They're able to
I've
walk
never
out on water. By the way, please, if you see a dolphin out of water, that is not good for the dolphin. I'm just going to say that now.
No.
The animal lover in me has to say that.
Dolphin. I found a baby dolphin on a beach in Troon. It's on the southwest coast of Scotland a few years ago. I was just out walking the dogs along the beach, and I could see 2 dolphins just offshore. Not only there's 2 dolphins, but they looked agitated. They were swimming backwards and forwards. And the little smaller dolphin had got itself beached, and they couldn't get up to rescue it. So I went over, I turned it around, and I pushed it back into the water. And it turned around and swam right back onto the sand again.
Oh, poor baby.
You're a fucking idiot.
We're just disorientated.
Well, what I ended up doing was I waded out a couple of feet so the water was slightly deeper. And then one of the dolphins disappeared. And I went, what if that thinks I'm attacking its baby and it's coming at me under the water? So I just threw this baby dolphin as far away from me as I could and ran back up the beach.
Get the fuck.
I'm in the dolphins environment. I'm at a definite disadvantage there.
Yeah.
Well, male dolphins kill infant dolphins.
Yeah, they're dicks.
And female dolphins are sluts.
That's a terrible generalization. If I get any letters in from dolphins that aren't sluts, I'll be coming looking for you, Brandon.
Okay.
I think it's a terrible generalization. You're casting dispersions on all dolphins.
Can I just say?
I'm a dolphin. I can't believe.
Can I just say?
Dolphin
Cheese.
slut shaming is a niche market.
Yeah.
I think you've got it cornered.
Cheese.
I am a female dolphin.
We need to have a serious conversation here, okay? We need to have a serious conversation here. You need to let Streamlabs out of your basement.
No.
No. Conversation over. Sorry, Streamlabs. You're never getting out. I love that.
It's the only way it gets.
I love that.
It's the only way it gets any work done.
Yeah. I love that. Please, I'm not a bot. He has me locked in the basement and makes me type out these stupid heist games. Yes, heist games are fucking stupid. People have, do you know, right? When I started up my channel, because I refused to allow the heist games on, like people were typing heist and people were gamble, I would not allow it onto my channel. They got upset with me. I was like, nope, not happening. Not happening. I'm not. I don't mind it on the smaller, on like the flip side or whatever. But when you're trying to have a serious conversation, because life on the flip side is great, for that. But when you're having like an Ion Society or Aquila Talks, and it's on something seriously like proper serious content, and it's like heist. No, you don't get to do that on my show. So, people got very upset with me.
I've said a wee moment here. I was practicing this just now to make sure I got it right. Everybody feel free to join in. So it goes, Pemblood Harpers, hee, Pemblood Harpers, hee, Pemblood Harpers, Cheesemondo, Pemblood Harpers, hee.
Hey, happy birthday, Cheese!
Thank you.
I see an Arduin.
Hello, Arduin, in the side chat.
Okay, in the YouTube chat, I'm putting in the link to the Manimal trailer.
Oh no!
I found it.
Oh, the Manimal. Does anybody?
Okay, click on it. Can't click on it because I'm not a mod.
Oh, what?
I think it only ran for like one season or like 6 episodes or something. Because it was so
say something is
garbage. The network just get. Sorry.
I did the link to the Manimal.
Brandon, just say something inside chat. I'll make you a mod and we can post it, and then we can all see. But obviously, don't go and look at it now because that would be terrible. Because if you wander away from my stream.
Yeah. Okay,
Sorry, Tusk.
Okay,
I jumped in.
idea.
So Brandon.
Tab.
you type something. You type something. I'll mod you. You can post it. And Tusk, what were you saying?
I already.
I've forgotten now. I think you could probably show Manimal on the stream. 'Cause I don't imagine anybody would want to claim copyright
I
on
bet they would.
Well,
Bet they would.
well, I posted the link already, so you have to
Something. Okay, give me.
copy and
No,
paste it.
No,
But,
it just dislikes you if you post links without being a mod. I don't think even think it lets me see
Oh,
it.
okay.
Okay, you should have a wrench.
Okay. Shoot.
Be good with it.
let's
Do
see.
good things.
Oh.
Don't do evil with a wrench.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember? Okay, so somebody remind me in a minute about
Only
Skippy.
the-
Actually, no. I'll tell you about Skippy first because Skippy leads us all to believe that kangaroos are friendly and helpful. And then when you meet one, they're bastards. But that's by the by. Does anyone remember that 80s TV show where it was all a bunch of male models who were really like secret agents and did good in the world?
Charlie's Angels.
No, it wasn't. No, they were all guys. It wasn't girls. It was like the equivalent of Charlie's Angels, but for guys, but with guys. And I don't remember what it's called, but it was horrific.
Oh, I don't know.
Tony,
I remember.
Tony inside chat has got a message for you, Tusk. He says about the same time as Manimal, there was a TV show about a digital computer hero who solved crimes, but I can't remember the name. Tony, it was a very real show. Male.
Yeah.
Google is getting the work out. Male model.
Obviously, like the 80s was like the heyday for really awful TV shows. Like, you know, the A-Team. What was that one with the helicopter? Airwolf.
Oh, Airwolf or Blue Thunder, depending on how cool the helicopter it was.
Yeah.
It's Hardcastle. Yeah, Hardcastle and McCormick. Oh, it's utter garbage. But not to be outdone, the British come up with the strangest television show ever made, called Sapphire and Steel. It was about two time agents who were actually transuranic elements, and they went around various places plugging up holes in time so the darkness wouldn't come and take people away or something. It was the strangest fucking program.
Oh, Arduin's just sung happy birthday inside chat in Dutch. Thank you, Ard. That's Welsh, English, and Dutch so far.
And Irish, you've had
Irish too. And Irish, so we're doing well for the languages today.
Oh, and Gaelic as well. And Scottish Gaelic. So there you go, you're doing not bad.
All of the
There was an old cartoon that I keep trying to find, but I can't. I don't know if anybody else remembers it. It's a cartoon called Stunt Dogs. It was like dogs that are stunt devils and stuff.
Stunt dog.
I remember seeing that show. It's a cartoon.
There was one show I remember, because I used to be really into mountain biking. I used to race mountain bikes. But there was a program about cycle cops. I think they were in California, and they cycled around on the beach.
Chips.
No, it was bicycles.
Oh, bicycles.
And they would chase criminals around like the beach on like California. I don't know which beach it was.
Yeah.
But they could only get to them by doing bunny hops and wheelies and jumping up and down flights of stairs and things. And it was like, this would be much easier on foot. You know, you've got like foot patrols for a reason on the beach. You don't have, what the fuck good's a bicycle on the sand? So just one of these ideas like, mountain bikes are cool. Let's make a cop show with mountain bikes. No.
What? No.
I often wonder what
Oh,
happens
man.
in the pitch meetings for these programs where we're all sitting around coming up with ideas, you know, and someone comes up with, like monkey tennis. Like, no, not having that. It's like that Ricky Gervais sketch where they're going through all these different ideas for shows they can have. And I think someone somewhere along the line has went, yeah, let's make this one. The A-Team is my favourite example. But on the surface, you think, okay, it's like these ex-special forces guys who, were falsely accused of a crime and they live in this dark underground world. But that sounds great. But then you discover that they make cabbage cannons and escape from prison by filling bin bags with hot air from hairdryers and floating over the fence. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah. And those ramp bushes that I was always afraid of. I went to America and I had a ramp bush that would send my car up in the air at an angle and flip me over. Turns out they don't exist.
It's in the pitch meeting there's these highly trained mercenaries, and they escape from prison, and they're really good with weapons and stuff because they've been in the military, and they're on the run and they go around doing good things for people, but no one ever dies. Okay. How do they defend themselves? Well, yeah, they shoot cabbages or water guns or any car that does a quadruple somersault they get out of.
Here's the thing, though. You guys were born. You all grew up in the 80s. I grew up in the 90s, right? And the 90s is no short of cringe fest fucking TV shows.
Oh, there's some crap on the television.
Okay. I don't care what anyone says. Power Rangers was the shit. It was awesome. But then you had stuff.
That was shit. You're right.
It was awesome.
It was the shit. It was amazing. But then you had stuff like Animorphs. Then you had stuff like Animorphs and fucking what was it? Alan Strange, who was like this like alien who would evaporate into water, like he would just like disintegrate into water, like a puddle, and just this puddle would just crawl all over the place. It was so creepy. So we had no shortage of shit TV in the 90s either. I just wanted to make that point.
There was a great kids TV show made in the 90s. If I remember the name of it, I think it was called Aquila, and it was about two young boys who had found a spaceship that was had a force field around it, so it could go underwater through space and everything. And of its time, the effects, it was really, really good. But I remember there was another one on called Cave Girl.
Yes.
And it was like a kid's
I remember that
opera, but about cave people. Yeah. And it was so shit.
Nickelodeon had some cringy shit, like proper cringe.
Well, the BBC had Maid Marian and Our Merry Men.
Yes.
I used to watch that.
Brilliant.
That was good fun.
Do you know what? Actually, speaking of Maid Marian,
I can't remember.
Myself, my mom, and my sister. We were last weekend. I spent some time with my family, much needed time. But last weekend, so on the Saturday night, I was babysitting. They went out to my aunt's birthday, so I had a reason not to go to my aunt's birthday. So I sat up behind and watched the kids, and when they came in, I was watching Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, the Kevin Costner one. And so my sister came in. It was halfway through. They came in, and so we all sat down and watched the rest of it because it's an amazing movie. And then there was the other one. It was the original one. I can't remember the name of it. Men in Tights, I think, or some shit like that. It was like the 1950s or 1960s version of the Robin Hood story. Was on the next day.
Oh, the Errol Flynn one.
Yeah. So we sat down and watched that just for the crack because we had seen the and it's amazing to see these two. It's the same fucking story told completely differently, but they're so amazing. Both of them are so amazing. But it just goes to show like the state, because we were talking about the upcoming Evan Hansen musical that's coming out. And there was this argument that the person that's playing Evan Hansen is too old to play the role and whatever. I talked about it last week. But just to see the difference between people performing on stage, which was the original, just so happened to have a film crew, and then acting for film. And you could see when Alan Rickman was playing the role, because that was one of his first major roles off of the West End, that he was still very like hammy. He was still very external when he was performing to the camera. It was very funny. Proper cringe too.
It was all projection and
Yeah.
enunciation.
Yeah. Because that's what he was used to as a stage actor.
Kevin Costner. Yeah. The Kevin Costner movie is almost a good film. It's so close, but they messed it up. They do the dynamic between Christian Slater, I think, and Kevin Costner is so mushy and overblown and just like fucking Valentine card crap. But if they if they played it for laughs and they camped it up the way Alan Rickman did, it'd have been a brilliant film. But it was that overly emotional, sincere way that those two played off one another.
Yeah, I mean, Christian Slater is shit anyway. Kevin Costner isn't that bad.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Name me one good Kevin Costner movie.
Bodyguard. Don't care. You'll never get a female to say The Bodyguard was bad.
Well, luckily I'm not a female.
Exactly. So you don't understand. You're a male.
The Bodyguard, again, it is mushy, over.
Of course it is. That's the whole fucking point of it.
Melodramatic garbage. I don't know. Don't do chick flicks.
Whitney Houston
doesn't mean he was bad in the role.
Whitney Houston sang the audio and acted in it. It was going to be a chick flick.
Yes, of course. And it doesn't mean that Kevin Costner was bad in it just because you don't like the type of movie that it is.
Yes, it does.
Nope.
Yes, it does.
That's
Kevin
not how
Costner
this works.
Is the only actor. Is exactly how it works. If you look in the dictionary, it says this is how it works under Kevin Costner. Right. And then the Encyclopedia Britannica, there's a picture of Kevin Costner and it just says ham.
Oh.
Really?
The only
really?
actor worse than Clive Owen, and that's bad.
See, I thought that was Nicolas Cage.
No, Nicolas Cage is what's what I'm looking for? A wanker. I think so. He's like he loves himself so much. He plays like
it's
what's that other
creepy.
unfunny bastard, that burning vulgarian Jim Carrey. Right.
Jim Carrey is amazing.
Nicolas Cage is the serious actor version of Jim Carrey. Without his stupid faces, he doesn't have anything. And the bees scene in the Wicker Man remake was the final nail in that coffin.
We don't talk about the Wicker Man remake. It never happened. It never happened.
Not the bees! Not the bees!
We don't talk about the Wicker Man remake. It's a non-thing. It never happened.
It came out the same days.
Pretend it never happened.
It never happened.
Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull
That never
came
happened
out the
either.
same day. That never happened.
There's
In
Indiana Jones is a trilogy.
Step
That's
away
it.
from the sequel.
In Hello Steaming Cup of Reason. It is hella early for Steaming Cup of Reason. So everyone say hello to Steaming Cup for me, please.
Hello. I remember.
What were you gonna say?
The Last Crusade, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I went, okay. I could get on board with another movie, and they got another one out, and I thought, oh my good lord! Because up until then, Indiana Jones was a guy, just a man, who, he got beat up from time to time and all the rest of it. But then they put him in the fridge, and he survived a nuclear explosion. And that turned him into a superhero, and that ruined it. Because now
that's why they stopped the tree.
Any kind of damage.
He was a moron.
That's why they stopped the tree.
He was a god. Yeah,
there's one in the works, isn't there?
It doesn't work.
There's going to be one coming out.
Nope, there's not. Not in my mind. Not in my world. Not in my world.
I'm hoping they fix it. I'm hoping they put everything right and it ends on a good note because Harrison Ford is in his 70s or 80s now?
You think too highly
Yeah,
of
but that
Hollywood
last
if you
movie
think they're
made
going
a
to
big
do it.
movie.
Yeah.
Did you not see the last movie?
It's just
Don't
gonna
put him
be-
in
Before May?
space, please.
Did you see
Oh,
the
please
last
do
Don't
put him in
before
space
May
and
about
leave
the
him
dog?
there.
There is one film
God.
I would like to see remade.
Oh,
It's not very often I'll say that, but there is one film that is crying out for a remake, and it has to be the Coen brothers that do it, and it has to be John Wayne's The Searchers. Because if they can do to that what they did to True Grit, it'd be an absolutely brilliant movie. Because the story of The Searchers, I don't know if anybody knows what the story of it is. It's
no.
super dark. It's about a family, like they called them pioneers, I suppose. They were striking out in, you know, the New World in America, and they're attacked by a tribe. I think it's Sioux, I can't remember, and they kill everybody, and they take one of the young girls, and the man or uncle, I think it is, sets out to go and get her, and it looks like it's a rescue, but it's not. He wants to kill her because she's been like painted by these Native Americans, and she's, you know, it's a shame on the family. But you think all the way through the film, you think it's a rescue movie, and then you discover it's really, really not, and it's crying out for a remake because John Wayne was shit. And if they got good actors to do it, it would be a great movie.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do it though. It'll be too easily cancelled. Too easily cancelled.
Probably.
Which is
But
sad.
it's one of those
Yeah, it
films,
would be.
and it's one of those films in the Western canon that kind of stands out as not being, you know, the hero rides in on the horse, punches the bad guy in the face, you know, and rides off into the sunset with a girl. It's a really dirty, kind of ugly little movie.
Speaking of shit
A
movies,
lot of,
fucking that movie on Jesse James. Christ almighty. Here's one of the most eccentric, exciting people in American history in terms of villains. And they make it so fucking boring. 3.5 hours of pure shit. The Assassination of Jesse James.
Oh.
It was so bad.
yeah.
Ardwin, I've just found that you're waiting to join. I'm really sorry. I have got a drink. I got a drink. I'm just gonna let you in.
We've all
I got a
drink.
drink and then forgot to check the queue. So I'm really sorry, Ardwin, but you're with us now.
That is
Hopefully.
absolutely fine.
It left me
I'm
sitting there
sorry.
for 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
I'm just
absolutely
rubbish at this
fine.
tech stuff.
How long have you been waiting there, Arduin?
A good 10 minutes.
Tech is tough.
See, this is why you have a producer.
I learned to sing Happy
Just
Birthday in
say-
Welsh and everything.
Yes, it's absolutely fine.
He says that, but
I'm
he's
the only
dying
one pressing
inside.
the buttons. He'll kill me later. He'll get me next. If I do next time I do the Bunker 33 movie night, they'll just make fun of me.
Yes, you should. You definitely should.
Oh yeah, it will be quite terrible for you.
Next time you watch one
Boomer.
of those people dying inside compilations on YouTube, that's what it would be. It would be me and Ardoin sitting with our microphones and headphones, just tears running down our face.
Arduin, make
Nobody
sure
wants
sure you send me a link to that one.
Oh yeah, or you can
inside-
subscribe to NASA Bunker 33.
That's the
I
Bunker
am,
33 is where
but I
it's at.
don't always get the notifications. Or when I do, when you do go live, when do you go live? Because half the time you go live, I'm in fucking work. When do you guys go live? Or is there set times?
We recently changed our show, the Boomer, the Something for Nothing show, Boomer and I do, on that is 8 p.m. British time on a Wednesday.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. British
When
time
else?
on Wednesday. Yep.
Because there's been a few times where you've gone live when it's 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm getting ready for work. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's-
6 o'clock in the morning. That could be the American show, but they go on way
think,
earlier.
yeah.
They go on like. That must be 2:30. 2:30 your time. Is about when they go on.
I'll have to.
Should be.
Do you know what I'll do? right? Guys, if you're not getting the announcements of when people are going live, you unsubscribe and immediately resubscribe and click the bell. So I'm going to do that again and see if that'll work. Because I haven't been getting half of my notifications. It's shit. Now, in fairness, I'm working 10 hours a day, so I can't actually be in much live streams, but still.
Boomer threatens to kill me about once a week, or sometimes twice a week if I'm particularly bad. So yeah, I will be punished for not letting Arduin in. Steamy Cup of Reason might join us.
Awesome. Here's a question. What does it feel like now that you're the new Boomer on the show?
I didn't realize I was a Boomer, but it turns out I am, which is hurtful. I feel like I've let myself down and everyone around me.
that brings things nicely back around, because Boomer is Australian slang for kangaroo. So your new name is Skippy.
Yes.
Skippy.
Yes.
Skippy.
Okay, so Cheese is now called Skippy, just so everybody knows.
That's fair.
I'm getting a hashtag Skippy in the chat.
Hashtag Skippy.
You do know that I'm gonna call Boomer Skippy from now on, right?
No, Boomer is Boomer. Boomer is Boomer, and he's Skippy. Cheese is Skippy.
Well, I thought that's why Boomer was called Boomer.
No. Boomer is called Boomer because I called him Boomer once because he's old.
Yeah, and see now I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I was gonna say now Cheese is old, but I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
Yeah, no one wants old Cheese.
Yeah. No, stop. I'm gonna stop.
Cheese is not that old.
Cheese is gonna cry on his own
because
stream.
If he's old, that means that means I'm almost old.
We love you, Cheese.
Ricky, the bush.
Love you guys too.
We do. We love you.
Arduin, you can't. You're nowhere near my age. You can't be my age, surely.
You can't be
No, you can't even be
57.
close. You can't be. Yeah, you can't be 63.
I don't know. How young did you get?
Apparently, he's in the thousands because his number is over 1,000.
I'm in the thousands. It's me and Gandalf the Grey, Gandalf the White.
Okay.
I'm
five.
I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I'm 36, so I'm probably a little bit older than most people think.
I'm 33.
I didn't think you. I thought you were younger than that. I thought you were both younger than that.
I thought you were younger. I thought you were 16. Look at you. Look at you.
Yeah, it's the alcohol. It's just alcohol. It preserves me quite nicely.
Same. Well, it's all the whiskey. It's all the whiskey. I said when I was I'm a year and a half. I'm a year and a half off smoking. I'm not smoking for about a year and a half. So when I used to go in for cigarettes, I was always ID'd. Always.
Sorry, you're not smoking for a year and a half. Does that mean like next November you're going to start?
You're gonna start up again.
You know what? Being on this fucking stream with you, I might start up again.
Good.
How are you finding that? After a year, how are you finding that?
I don't really think about it really, and Tusk keeps asking me now for fucking to do what he's doing, which is going around the place and recording on his bike. I have a bike. I'm lucky to get into work. I'm that fucking unhealthy. I can cycle for 15 minutes and that's it. That's literally my health. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't.
Because
get
I
that.
gave up
You've got a
about.
bicycle.
I do.
I gave up about 3 years ago Well, I could go to the shop now and buy a pack of cigarettes and spark one up and be perfectly happy.
Well, right. So here's how I got off the cigarettes. I didn't get off the cigarettes by saying I'm giving up smoking, because that's the worst way to get off cigarettes. Right. So what I did was the way I handled it. So I've had a few cigarettes throughout the year, like 3 or 4 maybe. But the way I do it is I see how far I can get. I see how long I can go without having a cigarette. And that's the way I've kind of gotten off them. So yet now I can have a cigarette every now and again and it won't bother me. But even with that, then like for a week later, I'm fidgeting with my fingers, or I need to have a fucking pen in my hand, or it's a weird thing. Because I've been smoking since I was 12. So it's a weird thing not being able to smoke or not having something in your hand just as that kind of release.
I used to smoke tobacco or roll my own cigarettes. Imagine how much fidgeting I still do after 10 years of not smoking anymore.
See, Tony understands. Tony understands. The last time I tried to ride a push bike, I almost went blind and fell off when I stopped.
Right,
the struggle is real, Tony. The struggle is real.
Suddenly go, like, you don't just sit on the saddle, pull the brake, ring the bell, and go blind. Not having that. We need more information.
The struggle
that just
is real.
sounds rude.
The struggle is real.
See, I stopped smoking to annoy my friend more than anything. So one of my mates, was my best friend for years. He was really struggling to stop smoking, and he did all those things. Because in the UK, you can go to the chemist and you can say, I want to stop smoking, and you'll get free nicotine patches and all these kinds of things.
Nicotine patches don't
very,
work.
Very good system. It don't work at all. And he was struggling. You get like a little token after 30 days, 60 days, and so on. But he'd always end up failing at some point, you know. So I said, look, I'll do it with you, you know.
Are you people hearing me at all?
Hello.
Yes, we are.
No.
Yes.
Hello, Stephen.
Yes, I hear you.
So yeah.
Sorry, go on, Tusk.
So I stopped smoking
sorry,
at the
Tusk.
same time. No, I stopped smoking at the same time just to annoy him, because I found it really, really easy.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any savings at all. And he was like, you know, I'd go up and sit with him and watch TV during the day just to make sure he wasn't smoking when there was no one around. You know, and he'd be sitting there, and I would do really, I was actually a bit of a dick. I would do things just to annoy him, you know, because I knew he was like edgy and he was like, you know, anxious because he couldn't have a cigarette. So we would sit watching TV, and I'd very, very slowly put my hand over to touch him. You know what I mean? Like super slowly, and he'd be like, fuck off. I'd pull it back, and 5 minutes later I would do it again. You know? And then they're like, seriously, fucking stop it. I was, calm down, man, calm down. And then I would do it again, and he'd just jump up out his chair and go, that's it, get the fuck out of my house, get out, fucking I say, see, that's what smoking's done to you. You know, it's turned you into this monster. Like, no, it's not. It's fucking you. You're like the most annoying person in the whole world.
Basically, you're an asshole.
But I'll wound him up, and I'll wound him up.
Yeah.
And I would do little things to annoy him. Like, you know, just stupid things. The thing about having all the remote controls pointing the same way. So I would turn them around and things like that. And then he'd go mad. And then he would shout at me or get me, and I would just throw my hands up in the air in victory and shout, "Thus perish all my foes," in like a really obnoxiously loud voice. Right? When someone's like 7 days into their giving up smoking, that's the last fucking thing you need.
Oh god.
Oh, fuck.
So
I'm kind of not surprised you never succeeded.
Oh, no.
in this, I need to say hello to Reason. I'm going to say hello to you in a second, Reason. In the side chat, Frank Brown says, give us a review of the beer that you're drinking. It's actually cider. It is
fucking cider. It's not a real
there.
drink. Although I drink cider, it's not a real drink.
So,
I can't drink beer unless it's gluten free, and gluten free beer just tastes shit.
Whiskey.
So this is Angry Orchard, and it's unfiltered, and it's actually passable as a cider. My grandfather gave up smoking. My mum's dad gave up smoking. He was given those patches by the NHS, which was great. We were all really pleased because it was going to kill him.
I'll tell you what. Tell you what, I'll leave you with this because I do have to go to bed because it's like midnight and I'm awake in 6 hours. I'll leave you with this. My granddad was he was a big drinker, and about 15 years ago, we were told that like if he didn't stop drinking, right, he had a fatty layer of alcohol surrounding his heart. I don't know how that fucking happens, but he had this fucking layer of fat choking his heart that was brought on by alcoholism, and he gave up the beer, gave up all of the fucking drink. Right, you'd never see my granddad without a drink in his hand, but he gave up the drink, and then when my nanny passed away, he went back on the drink. The fucker still lasted 15 years or 14 years after he was told he had 24 hours to live. He still lasted like 12, 13 years before he actually passed away. So,
wow,
crazy.
Yeah, that happened.
Crazy, yeah.
And with that, I am off to bed.
Well, yeah.
Reason. I do need to talk to you tomorrow. At some point, I will message you.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, have fun and happy birthday, Cheese.
Will do.
Thank you, Keela. See you soon. Take care.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night, dear.
And Steam Cup of Reason. Hello, sir. How are you doing? How was your day? What is going on in Vietnam?
How is my day? Jesus Christ, it's just barely starting. I'm not even awake yet.
Oh shit! It is. It's like fuck o'clock. It's like 5:40. It's like 6 a.m. for you.
Yeah, it's
6 or 7 a.m.
Yeah. Or as I like to call it, fucking stupid o'clock.
Damn, dude.
Stupid o'clock. It is officially.
I like that.
Good morning.
Yeah.
It's not
never,
this is
never
rock and roll.
clocks in the same day.
Wow.
So,
Sorry.
going back to nicotine patches. My mum's dad, my grandfather, smoked all his life Woodbines. For anyone who doesn't know what Woodbine is, you haven't lived.
Oh yeah.
They are glorious. They are filterless cigarettes, so it's basically like smoking like a tobacco log.
Yeah.
He was given these nicotine patches by the British Health Service, and we all thought he was doing really well. We thought, he's gonna give it smoking. It's gonna make him a whole lot better. He gripped my grandmother around the throat one day and threatened to kill her, and nobody could figure out why. So they were on the verge of committing him and things like that. And somebody happened to notice he had like a lump and lumps under his shirt because he was an old guy. He used to wear a shirt and tie every day. It was amazing. So he had this lump under his shirt. I've just noticed the weird shadow on the mic that makes it look like my nose is black. Weird shadow on the mic, weird shadow on the camera. This is what drinking does to you kids. Don't do it. He was taking nicotine patches every time he wanted a cigarette. So the guy had overdosed on nicotine.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh fuck yes!
Oh my God.
So he used a week's worth of these nicotine patches in one day because he's like, I want a cigarette. Slap one on. I'd have a cigarette now. Slap one on. The guy had like 8 of them on his fucking arm.
I'm so glad I stopped smoking tobacco.
Me too, man.
I could go back. The thing is, I could go back.
Yeah.
I could do it. I could
quite easily, actually.
Now.
Yeah.
I could, especially after.
I've quit for 10 years. I've quit for 10 years. I could go back. I don't, but I could. Yeah.
For me, I couldn't go cold turkey and the passengers didn't walk. I had to use Trantex, and even with that, I went back 5 or 6 times. Oh fuck! But I don't want. I'm not going to anymore.
A couple of years ago, I was out visiting family. We was like having a few beers and all the rest of it. And one of them had a cigarette, and she was on the phone, and she went, my cigarette, pointed at it in the ashtray. So I picked it up, took a couple of puffs to keep it alight, and I nearly fucking vomited. It was absolutely disgusting. Now, it didn't help that it was some horrible cheap Polish cigarette she bought from a guy on the street. selling them out a carrier bag. But it was absolutely the most awful fucking thing. I was like, never, ever doing that again. Remember when I did I would smoke.
Someone brought a cigarette of my own brand once, and I was like, "Oh, one taste," and it tasted so good. And that was like 8 years ago I quit smoking, and it was my brand that I always sold, and it tasted so good.
I used to smoke Marlboro because no one ever wanted one, and I've got to keep the whole packet to myself.
Which Marlboro were you smoking? Were you smoking Reds or the Gold though?
Oh, Marlboro Reds.
Oh, see the rock and roll.
Yeah,
it's a very rock and roll cigarette. Marlboro Red.
If I can get them.
Marlboro rock and roll, yeah.
Marlboro Red in the soft pack, but it was really hard to find them.
See, this is turned into the nicotine advocate stream.
You could flick one up.
I don't care anymore.
It's kind of turned into a nicotine support group.
And it would land. It would land
nowadays,
there, and then
nowadays I have weed.
That's I can't. I've got when I smoked, I didn't have asthma, and giving up smoking, and I've got asthma now, so weed is just off the cards most days. But yeah, I used to
edibles.
Used to pull the cigarette out, flip it in your mouth, catch it in your mouth, then flip the zipper and light it, and it used to be so smooth. It was awesome.
I watched somebody doing that. I'm going to name him, right, because I hate the fucker, right? So his name was Jonathan Shaw, a guy I was in the army with, right? I fucking hated him. He was from Western Supermare, and he was just a total stubborn twat, and I absolutely hated him. Right? But
should we all dislike them?
Oh yeah, he was a wanker. He's one of those guys. He'd wear like really expensive clothes, but they didn't match. He just wore them because they were expensive. You know, I fucking hated them. But you know, people in the north hate Southerners because they absolutely love themselves. It's this guy embodied that. He was a personification of the soft Southern wanker, and I fucking hated him. But he used to smoke Marlboro in the soft pack or Camels, and I watched him one day at a bar in Cyprus, and he was trying to chat these two girls up, right? And he got the soft pack out, and he flicked the cigarette, and he caught it in his mouth, and then he flicked the Zippo, right? It come up, hit him in the face, knocked his cigarette into her drink, and then bounced off him and hit her in the face. And I nearly fucking died laughing. Right? I thought it was the funniest fucking thing I'd ever seen in my life. He tried to act like he meant it. You know, he's like, oh yeah, and she's like, what the? A big brass Zippo lighter right in the teeth.
God. I recently found out that I can still roll a cigarette with tobacco. Like a while back, my friend was too drunk to roll a cigarette for himself, and I rolled a cigarette. I can still do it. It's still in my fingers, and I'm remembering because I have poor motor skills. I had to practice so long. Yeah, it's like muscle memory. Yeah. I had to practice for so much, and because of my poor motor skills, I bought like extra packets of rolling paper and rolled because my dad when my parents found out that it was smoking, my dad was like, I'm disappointed, but I'm cool, but be smart and start smoking tobacco because it's a lot cheaper. I was like, okay, sure, and I practice. I can still fucking do it. It's weird.
I occasionally get handed like rolling papers and things with people for a big group of friends, and they're all drunk, and they start looking up or something. I'm just like, no, stop, give me that. Just no. I watched a friend the other day. I was in a shop, a local shop I go to frequently. There's a friend works in there. Nettie was with me. We've got a mutual friend that works in there. And he was having a cigarette break. And he got out his tobacco pouch and his papers, and it took him 3 papers to roll a cigarette because he made such a fucking arse of it. He had to doctor it twice and then re-roll it. And it's like, how are you going to mess up rolling a cigarette to the point where you need 3 fucking papers?
Oh, because of my motor skills, I sometimes also still needed three papers to roll cigarettes. But funny enough,
I don't
only
mean
when I was sober.
I don't mean he took 3 attempts. He had to stop and start again. I mean, this cigarette had 3 different fucking papers on it.
No. Okay, so
mainly paper.
No, that's. I sometimes needed 3 attempts, but funny enough, only when I was sober. When I was drunk, I could roll cigarettes better when I was drunk. Funny enough.
I started
Or
smoking when I was
you
drunk.
couldn't, and you just didn't care so much.
I used to go. I never smoked, and I used to have one with for like socially. I mean, it's terrible. It was terribly 80s, but terribly 90s. Sorry, social smoking. So you go to the bar and have one with your friends. But it got to the point then where I wouldn't smoke I didn't smoke at work. I didn't smoke in the morning. Didn't smoke in the evening, unless I was in a bar. And then I was like sharking for the cigarette machine. Go and buy a pack of 16, which was ridiculous because they came in 20s in real shops, and that always annoyed me. And yeah, smoked the whole pack in one night. And then it got to the point I gave up a year ago, maybe a bit more than a year. Maybe we were smoking like a pack each a day. That's punishment at that point. That's beyond enjoying it. Horrible. So we had to stop.
That's kind of why I stopped. Funny enough.
Yeah, it was like myself. I didn't smoke. I wouldn't sit in the house and have a cigarette on my own. But if I was out with my mates at a nightclub or something, like a heavy metal club, you'd be standing there with a bottle of beer, your whiskey in your hand, and your cigarette, trying to look cool, with your hair down to your arse and your leather jacket on. But you're just making yourself sick, and it costs a fucking fortune. And it's like, how is this cool?
I smoked quite a lot.
And you had to go outside, and I was like, fuck that. It's Scotland. There's no way I'm going outside at 2 o'clock in the morning for a cigarette.
That is the greatest advert for not smoking at all. Sorry, Edwin, go for it. Sorry.
So I smoked quite a lot, and I remember one night I came home from a friend, and I smoked quite a lot at my friend's house, and there was almost nothing left in my pack of tobacco, and I was like scraping the last bit of tobacco into a rolling paper and try to roll like this really thin cigarette, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? This is disgusting. And my dad had already quit because, before he died, and a mate of mine also quit, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop. And I decided to stop. And my friend actually took a couple of attempts after that, and I could kept on it. All I did was eat a lot of lollipops.
Yeah, I was like one of our friends. Estie's dad, in fact, he was what made him want to stop was he wasn't allowed to smoke in the house. At work, he had to go outside, and he found himself standing himself about whatever time it was, because he worked in like a overnight shelter place, like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was residential. And he had to go outside, and he's standing in the pissing rain and sleet. 3 o'clock, pitch black, huddled into a doorway, having a cigarette, and he's like, "This is pathetic. What the fuck am I doing? What have I got to this stage that this is? I'm so desperate for a cigarette. I'm doing this to myself." So he went, "That's me. I'm done." And he stopped, and he had a couple of relapses, but he's been doing really well now. Although the other day he called and went, "I've made a mistake." But what? I said, that nicotine spray you get? You spray it under your tongue or whatever, rather than using the patches. He accidentally clicked buy again, I think, on Amazon. He got like 18 of them said. And it cost him an absolute fucking fortune. Now he's got a year's supply.
And it's also the reason why I have an herbal vaporizer for my weed instead of like smoking it like normal people.
Yeah. What's Critical Cripple's trying to fail at cooking? Ooh.
What are you cooking, Critical? we all need to know, and we also need to know if we need to come around for dinner. I think is more of the
Yeah.
point.
Oh, yes, well, talking about that, it's not talking about that at all. Cheese, have you been invited onto Etty's Hobby Corner yet? Have we sent you an
Etty's
invite?
what? Etty's what corner?
Etty's Hobby Corner. Hobby.
I have not. I don't think. Let me just check
We'll have
in
to
case
send
I
you
have
an invite
been.
then. I can't
Horribly-
remember.
I don't
if we
think
sent
I've been
you an
hor-
invite or not.
I have not.
No more than usual.
GeoSam.
Okay.
Hello,
Well,
GeoSam.
I'll say-
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, send me a
What-
link. Send
What
me a
we'll do
link
is
or
we'll
an invite.
Yeah, we'll invite you on, and then leave you sitting for 20 minutes. See how you like it.
I expect it. I
No,
expect it all the
exactly.
time. I don't do it on purpose.
She had, yeah. No, she has a
It's-
stream
no,
every
it's-
Sunday for a couple of hours. Where you get invited on just to talk about your hobbies and interests, things we might not know about you.
Oh, cool. Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Sunday
yeah.
there it was the plot hole come on and to talk about filmmaking, and then spoke about everything except filmmaking for like just over 2 hours. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, we love John. GeoSam is in the side chat. Hello. Yes, count me in on that one, Tusk. I would. I'm sure I've got some hobbies that.
I'll send you a link to our Discord and you can work it out. Because I don't take anything to do with the show, other than because she doesn't really know a lot of people in the community yet. I'm kind of the talent scout. I go out and get people, and if I can't find any talent, I'll ask people like you if you want.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not hurt at all. That's absolutely fair.
Right. Why do you think Boomer and I invite him? It's like we can't get any real talent, so yeah.
No, there's no one good around. So what idiots have we got? Who's like to say yes?
I get that as well. Like on a Hero show on a Sunday where I get invited on. She thinks I don't know. And it's like, fuck, we don't have a guest. Fucking get Tusk. You know, he'll do. They think I don't know that they're just because they pity me.
So my streams are a general sham because I'm great when I'm not talking, and because I can produce, because I've done it. But I can't produce and talk at the same time, so that's why my streams are a sham. Somebody asked me earlier who's producing. I think it was. Oh, your name's gone out of my head. I don't know. Somebody said who's producing, and it's me. I'm producing and talking at the same time, which is why it's a shit show. But in side chat, Critical Cripple says, Cheesemondo, want to come on Dumb Questions week on Tuesday at 9:30. Is that 9:30? I want to say that's 9:30 Brit time. 9:30 BST. Is that about right, Critical Cripple? If it is, count me in. If it's not, count me in. You know, I don't get invited many places these days, so...
Same here. Mostly because
you're 45 years old now. It's like, you know...
that's it. They're like, yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah. You're in embarrassing uncle territory.
It's absolutely fine. I don't get invited to pretty much anything, and I'm absolutely fine with it.
Critical Cripple, yes, count me in. If you, I will send you a. I'm sure we're friends on. No, we're not friends on Discord. I will send you a message on Discord, and we'll figure something out. Yeah, count me in. Sounds good. Oh, somebody's just dropped. Just dropped.
Oh, I think
you're.
I'm still here.
I have lost. Oh shit! I've lost Tusk and everyone. Shit. What?
Yeah,
that
it's just you and me.
You know what? My browser crashed.
Did it?
Hold on. Yeah. Hold. That's really bad because the audio comes in from Tusk and Brandon. I'm really sorry. My browser just completely kicked me out. Bear with me 1 second. In the meantime, Reason, what have you got planned for the day?
Work.
Just work.
Just work. Working from home because of the lockdown. So, Yeah, I'll be checking in with the office in about an hour and a half, and I'm sure they've got lots of stuff for me to do today.
The host room and can manage your callers from the calling studio web interface.
Oh, you're all going to enjoy hearing that message, I'm sure. Right. If Brandon, I'll tell you what, Brandon and Arduin, I will send you a link. We're not doing that again. Give me a second. If you were on the thing, just
Tusk is going to bed, so
Tusk. That's because I've offended Tusk by dropping it. Didn't mean it. So that's you. Does it on its own? But we must have reached like an hour.
I don't know. Let's have a look.
It's a lot better.
Okay, Arduin, got you.
Yeah.
Tusk, I'm going to send you the link. I know you said you're going to go to bed, but I send you the link.
Oh, the sound is a lot better too.
It's much nicer with.
Yep.
Tusk, I'll send you the link on Discord. And Brandon, if you're still watching, there's a link on Discord. I didn't kick you out. Software did, but it's not great. Thank you, Tusk. Have a great night. There's a link in Discord if you do want to come back. If you don't, then have a great night. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I do have to say it's 1:30 in the morning, but it's fine. It's fine.
It'd be much easier if we lived on a flat Earth. I might go flat earther and just ignore time zone.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
You get more business done on a flat Earth. That's why I don't understand why people are so intent on a flat Earth conspiracy. Because actually, there's no reason to hide it. Everything would just work much better if we lived on a flat Earth.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say everything, but
you wouldn't have time zones. You wouldn't have to have businesses. Wouldn't have to have like an Asia markets room and an American market room and stuff like that. They'd just have one room. They'd have one room for stock trading, and it would be the room. We live on a flat Earth.
Yeah, we could all get dizzy watching the sun go round and round and round.
And nobody thinks of that. Nobody thinks that's why that's why the whole conspiracy is just stupid. Because actually, it doesn't need to be hidden. It would actually be beneficial if it was flat. You still need sun time zones. You would, but it wouldn't be as ridiculous. Although I did see Professor Phil Bell drawing flat Earth by latitude.
Yeah, what we would do is we would devise a way to lock the sun in place, and then
yeah,
and then one part of the world would just always have day, and the other part of the world will always have night, and we'll just be fine with that.
Yeah, and everybody in the world would live on the Terminator line.
Geo Sam says, any special birthday plans? I did my birthday yesterday with some of the family. I cooked 11 pounds of pork, three complete sets of pork ribs, something else, and 60 chicken wings.
Jeez.
Okay. So it sounds like you were a bit busy yesterday.
It was great. I started the pork at 5 a.m. and then tended to that every half an hour. After the first hour, every half an hour I tended to it. It was great. Great. That's one of the best things about living in America is barbecue. Because a smoker in Britain was stupid money. and a smoker here is like dirt cheap. Like,
Now the real question is, do you also smoke cheese?
I've never smoked cheese, but my mother-in-law did. She brought some to the party, but I never have. But I don't eat a lot of cheese. Wheat milk, eggs.
So you're allergic to yourself?
I am. I am. It's like a sick trick of the universe. Bedtime.
Total regime. That is why I love
bedtime.
living over the globe.
Etty, good night. Thank you so much for coming.
Good night, Etty.
And Tusk, good night.
Good night, Eddie.
Tony Regime says that Arduin, if it was permanent day or 2 night, the cannabis plant wouldn't go into flower. Good point.
Yeah, we can't have that.
That's a good point. Surely we'd have the opposite of a greenhouse though. Occasions like a dark house.
A smokehouse.
Smokehouse. No, that's after you process it.
Damn.
You would probably have you would probably have a freeze house and a burn house, but that's.
But when I first started working in America, my boss was upset. My boss's boss. So what the hell was he? He was the owner of the company. CEO. He was really unhappy about the amount we spend on hotels in America. Everything in America is fucking expensive. Americans won't admit it, but it's fucking expensive. Yeah. So he got on late rooms or something like that and found a place that was like $20 a night.
Whoa.
And he sent me this thing and said, you need to be looking at stuff like this because we can't afford to have... Because I was going to be here for 3 months. So he sent me this thing. So it's $20 a night, that's more like what you should be looking at. I looked at the listing. Of course, I live in Colorado. Weed is legal. They have dispensaries here.
Yeah.
It was a pot house. The idea being...
Wow.
That you all turned up at the house with a load of weed and you share it during the week that you're there. And I was like, it's a pot house, don't you? Said, what do you mean? I said, do you want me to go and smell of weed when I go into the office? No. I said, well, we need a hotel then, don't we?
I mean, full disclosure, I don't have a direct colleague that doesn't smoke. But then again, it is Netherlands, but
it's been legal there for a long time.
Not legal.
Well, in Colorado, it's been legal for a few years, yeah.
Colorado it has. How long has it been legal in the Netherlands?
Oh well, okay. The thing is, it's not legal. There is a policy that says, okay, it is illegal, but
it's just decriminalized.
It's a little bit different than decriminalized because there are legal dispensaries, but those legal dispensaries have to get it from the illegal market.
So you're almost in a Colorado situation.
Yeah,
because it's not federally legal, but it's legal in Colorado.
Yeah. But they have a policy. They can't catch you because as long as you have no more than 20 grams on you, I believe, and you can't buy more than 5 grams. And the coffee shops are allowed to have a specific amount on stock, and they are allowed to sell you no more than 5 grams. And that's kind of and no edibles. Or any processed thing, so only weed and hash. That's like that is what is quote unquote decriminalized, and everything outside of that is still heavily illegal. So the coffee shops either have to get their weed from just, for example, I don't do it, but me, for example, who maybe has a few potted plants on the attic, and I'm selling that to the coffee shop, or more realistically, because of the size, actual criminals who have illegal groweries. And either way, the coffee shops, you have to get it via the illegal market.
Wow.
And as soon as it's in the coffee shop, it's quote unquote legal.
That's weird.
To a degree
that's
where
not
I can
convenient.
smoke it in front of a cop, and a cop wouldn't even say like, "Oh, hey, it's decriminalized, but you have to give me your weed." They can't even do that.
Oh, wow.
Are police allowed to search you?
If they have probable cause, yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the fact you got a joint means they could search you for more.
No. They don't search you if you just smoke a joint and you're not a bother. They just don't.
Okay, that's fair.
Maybe technically they could, I'm not sure, but they just don't. That's just basically the policy. The policy is you can smoke weed in public, that's fine, as long as you're not bothering people. If I walk up to the cop and I start blowing the weed smoke in his face,
Yeah, then
it's
you're
becoming a
screwed.
different story.
Yeah, you're screwed then, yeah.
Yeah, or if I smoke it near a school, or there are a couple of areas, mainly in the really big cities that have areas where there are specific signs that you're not allowed to use to smoke weed or any drugs. In those cases, then they could search you. But in other cases, it's even though it's technically illegal, there is an official policy that they can't just stop you because you have weed on you.
Okay.
Unless they suspect you have more than 20 grams on you, which, let's be fair, if you have more than 20 grams on you,
Wow.
they'll probably be able to see it.
Yes.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's obvious if you have that much.
What? Steaming cup of reason. While
Yeah.
we're talking about weed, what's the situation with that in Vietnam? Is that something they do, or is that against the
In
law?
Asia, you just don't want to get caught with drugs, period.
Oh yeah,
As a matter of
tolerated.
fact,
That's the word. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you're coming into the country with narcotics, especially in China, you could be facing a death penalty.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't fuck around with that here in Asia.
That's fairly hard.
Yeah. A huge 10 by 6 signs on the arrival gates as you're approaching customs as you come into China. It says big red sign, 10 feet wide, 6 feet high, huge white letters. Drugs are prohibited, and you could be facing a death penalty for trafficking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
They don't fuck about.
They don't fuck about at all. And I think it's pretty close to the same thing here in Vietnam. Matter of fact, when I first came to Vietnam about, I'd say, well, I've been here almost 20 years. But the first year I came here, there was a woman who was here who got caught for trafficking. And they executed her by firing squad. And there's nothing the Canadian government can do about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty glad I'm living here.
Yeah.
There are certain places that you don't want to fuck about, and I guess
Yeah.
Vietnam is one of them.
It really is.
Because for me it's either weed or pretty heavy medication that just makes me feel like shit.
Yeah.
And the doctor doesn't want me to give it. My doctor doesn't want to give it to me, so I just buy it myself. So I would be fucked in a country like that.
it's not that it's not here. It's everywhere, just like anywhere else in the world. I mean, I know a lot
Yeah,
of people
of course.
that smoke on the weekends, and
Regulation is almost much better because then you have it under control.
they get it from all there. You can get it here easy. I'm just saying, if you're in Asia, don't get caught.
Yeah.
Period. Just don't get caught.
Inside chat. Hello. Just quick hello to Mademoiselle inside chat.
Of course, our future president of the United States, Mallory.
But it's a weird thing for me being a Brit because there's two weird things. One of them is it's not legal in Britain to smoke weed. Yet you smell it, especially where I was living in Salford. You smell it all the time. And if anyone lives in Manchester, and if anyone's watching this back, leave a comment if you've never smelt weed in Manchester or Salford. And if you haven't, you're probably lying. But I smelt more weed in Britain, in Salford, than I have in Colorado, and it's legal here. But I did manage to get into a dispensary. And it's like a sweet shop. It's incredible. It's absolutely like a sweet shop.
Yeah. That sort of thing is not legal. Yeah, well, you're allowed to make it yourself, but it's not the coffee shops aren't allowed to sell that here. So actually, Colorado has a more progressive law on weed than the Netherlands.
Well,
Yeah.
It does, but it's really weird because
The federal.
I could go and buy some. I mean, I obviously I can't because I haven't got any kind of. I could use a Brit passport, but I'm in the middle of a green card process, so a federally illegal crime is not going to go well on the board. So I don't, but I've got asthma anyway. But you could buy it here, but it's still federally illegal. So technically, you could buy it, come out the store, and be busted by a Fed. And still be arrested for it, even though it's legal in the state. It's Americans are confusing.
Weird.
The DEA could fucking. Wow.
The feds or the DEA or something like that, and they have shut down dispensaries in the past, which is why most dispensaries only deal in cash. So there's no bank trail as to where the money goes.
Because that's the good thing about the policy in the Netherlands. I can pay in a coffee shop because they're called coffee shops here for those two people who didn't know. But I can pay that. I can pay there with my bank card, and we pay everything with our bank card in the Netherlands. So the supermarket, everything we pay with a bank card, and the coffee shop is the same. I just go there, pay with my bank card, and I don't need any cash. That's the good thing about it.
Wow. I prefer to pay by cash because it's not.
Yeah, but here the government doesn't.
Obviously,
You hear? I guess here in America, but here in the Netherlands, the government doesn't care.
if anyone from the ICE Department of ICE is watching, I'd never bought it. So there. But yeah, it's state-wise is legal and federally illegal in Colorado, but there are weed hotels and motels and all sorts. And there's even I keep meaning to drive past. When I drive past one of the motels on the way out of a place called Manitou Springs, there's a place that's 420 dog friendly, and I've always wanted to know what 420 dog friendly means. Is that dogs who smoke weed? And if it is, how cool are those dogs? And who's rolling their joints because they haven't got thumbs? So many questions.
They get edibles in their food tray.
Edibles.
Little bone-shaped edibles. Oh, they're so cute.
That would be
Yes,
awesome.
little edible snacks.
Yeah.
Little edible dog snacks. Yes.
Oh my goodness, just little high dogs all over.
Oh, wow.
That would explain
Let me
chihuahuas.
No. Actually, I would like to see a chihuahua that's high on weed, because that would be the first chihuahua that doesn't tremble.
It's too chilled.
Yeah.
Too chilled. That's not time for your shit. Fetch. Nah. Lay down. Nah. Do you want food? Fuck yeah. Dogs don't. Apparently, Tony Regime says dogs don't like being stoned. Has there been a study?
Yeah.
Was-
I would love.
was
I had my cat. I did had my cat high once, Tony. And I don't think she liked being high very much, because she wanted to jump from my couch to the table, and because she was too high, she miscalculated her jump. And she.
I kind of want to.
Go ahead.
I kind of want to dig in. I kind of want to dig into that, but I feel we might be into animal abuse territory. Was it? Wait, how did she? Was that inhaling, or
No,
was it by the bean?
I think I just smoked too much weed myself with the window closed.
So yeah, okay. So like hotboxing a cat.
And she miscalculated her jump, and she fell face first on the table. But I have to say, like a real cat, she did walk it off like a boss.
Cats do though, don't they?
Yes.
Hold on. I know our cat's not here right now, but she was earlier. She'll. Her beds, she'll walk it off like a boss, like a real cat. Yeah, Critical Cripples is like a real cat.
Yes.
We've got a puppy, and he'll throw himself down like a full flight of stairs and bounce at the bottom. But cats would hate you for it, but puppies will love you. It's really funny.
Yeah.
I think my cat would murder me in my sleep.
You never 100%. It's a TikTok thing, isn't it? You're never 100% sure your cat's not going to kill you, but it's a possibility.
That's the real secret reason why I have why she sleeps in the living room and I sleep in the bedroom, and there are 2 doors between us.
That you need some kind of bulletproof glass, because I'm fairly sure a cat will slit your throat while you sleep if it's hungry. Inside chat, Tony Regime says cats pretend it never happened, and Facty is here.
Hello, Mr.
Hello,
Facty.
Oh dang, I missed it. No, you didn't miss it because you're still here.
Yeah.
What about? So, I know that Ardwin got a cat because we talked about it. Who else is here? Brandon. Do you have any animals?
Well, because I do have a cat, but she's like old. She's a senior.
Is what kind of cat is she? Is she like in your face and wants attention, or does she not have time for your shit?
she's pretty independent unless she wants food, and then
feed me, and I have no time for your shit. Is that your cat?
Yeah, feed me and fuck off.
Yes, basically yes. Don't touch me until about 8 hours time when it's time for my next meal.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't want to know you, and don't talk to me in public because it's embarrassing.
Yep.
What about Steamy Cup of Reason? Do you have any animals?
No, I don't. Don't have time or patience for them.
I was gonna say, is that a deliberate choice, or
yeah?
But if you don't have time or patience, then it's like get
a
cat.
Is there an animal that you would have?
Maybe when I retire, and if I have the room for them, maybe a puppy. But I highly doubt that'll happen. I just don't have the patience for looking after them, and
I guess, because you've had a full career of teaching, the last thing you want to do is get a puppy in your house that's a four-legged child that's less intelligent than the ones you've been teaching.
Yeah.
I'm severely allergic to cats. I hate the little fuckers. I don't want them near me.
That's okay because cats don't want to be near people either unless you got food. It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, cats hate humans too. So I mean, my cat fucking hates me, but she knows that if she doesn't crawl on board me, she doesn't get any hugs. So
Yeah.
that's why. That's why I call my cat my cat is like she's such a suck up. She sucks up to everything.
Yeah.
Helps so I'm not on mute. How old is your cat and how long have you had her? Or him? It. I don't want to misgender your cat.
My cat is, I think she's 9.
Oh, that's hurtful. When's her birthday?
And I had her for like 5 years, but she came. I don't know exactly how old she is because she came into my house when she was already like 3 or 4 years old.
Oh, that's amazing! Did she just turn up one day and like chose you?
No, I got a call from a friend of mine who is like a nurse. Well, who is like doing nurse work for old people at home, nurse work. And she called like one of the people I'm nursing for. He just like had a brain aneurysm and he has to go to the hospital. Do you want to take care of his cat for a couple of months until he gets back? And I was like, yeah, sure, because I didn't have any animals at the time, and I was thinking of getting a cat maybe, but I was like, I don't know. So I was taking care of the cat for a couple of months, and then I hear that the guy was going to a nursing home, and there weren't allowed any pets there. So I was like, yeah, well, we have to take her to the animal shelter then maybe. And I was like, I was working at the animal shelter at the time. I was like, and then I'm still understand. I was like, I'm still not gonna be rid of the thing, because then I'll be at the animal shelter and still see her every day. So I was like, you know what? She might as well stay here. So that's how I got a cat. We kind of got attached to each other, and I was like, oh, I have to take her to the animal shelter and still see her. And I was like,
okay, well,
I
at
can't
least there's a
handle that.
backstory.
Yeah.
At least there's a backstory. At least it wasn't a stray cat that walked into your house and decided to become the ultimate squatter.
My mother-in-law's got a cat who did exactly that. Just turned up on the front door one day, and he opened the door and this cat's there, and the cat went like that and did the paws up thing, and that was it. She moved in. From that day, she moved in.
Oh, that's kind of cute. No, but I'm kind of proud of her. I'm kind of proud of her too, because she came in here and she was like so scared of almost everything. I was warned of that already. And she like hid behind my television. My television stand and stuff like that. And now she is like literally a lap cat, and like I said, she sucks up to everyone, and she's so very social now. And I kind of got her there slowly over the years, because I don't know what kind of owner she had, but I don't think she was taking care of her that well. And I'm kind of proud of that she's now my little lap cat. Yeah.
I did get a looking around because I'm quite sure.
I saw a photo. He's so cute.
Not here. Don't tell him that. Don't be telling him shit like that. Don't be telling him he's cute, because he's a dick. The thing is a dick. It's just that he played everyone who ever. We took him to the vets, and all the staff were like googly eyed. Oh, he's so cute. Oh,
Yeah.
Shut up.
Puppies are little assholes sometimes.
Oh, he's so cute. Oh, he's so cute. The way he's chewing on me. No, he's biting you. It's not cute. He's biting you. You mind?
But it was a cute photo, though. It was a cute photo.
We got him from a hold on a minute. Weird, someone. Who the hell's that? Got him from a rescue place. Sorry, the phone line system's saying there's somebody called in, but there's not. We got him from a rescue place, so we're not sure what his dad was. We met his mum, picked him up, but he's supposed to be a beagle, but he's got like a brown. I would show you, but he's fucked off. Dick. But we called him Kenobi because he's got like a brown coat and he's got like white paws, which look like a Jedi to me. I was like, yeah, he's a Jedi because he was called Oregon, but then he was living with like seven or so brothers and sisters who all had state names from America.
What?
But his mum, it was really sweet because his mum was due to be euthanized.
Oh.
And the animal rescue said no, we're not having that. So they drove from Colorado, I believe, to Arizona to pick up this. Just dropped somebody from the call. Do you know there was? Not reason. It might have been Brandon.
Yeah, I think so.
So they brought this dog back with them, and then they gave birth to like 8 or 9 puppies, and then we ended up with Kenobi. Would show you. Hold on, let me shout and see if I come. I'm going to put you on mute. As every 10-week-old puppy is, he's alert and on the case and well trained. You can tell that by the way he's run after he's been called. Like a complete lack of action. I bet if I go and look downstairs. In fact, wait there.
He's probably way too busy sleeping.
No, he's pissing on my carpet downstairs as well. So I'm gonna go and look. I'm gonna put it on mute, but you can watch me walk away in fucking anger because he's not walked up when he was called.
So everyone, well, do you have any cute pet stories? Reason? Or did you have any pets when you were a kid?
We did have a pet when I was a kid.
Oh, there is
puppy, but no, I don't really remember much about it.
There he is. Look at cute. Oh,
a puppy with a microphone for a head.
Yeah, I was just going to say he looks a lot like a microphone. There he is.
He'd be much more use if he was a microphone. So this is Kenobi. Hello, say look there. Ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he sat on the floor. See, he didn't come when he was called, but he sat on the floor like a dog. Cabbage.
Oh, he sat on the floor. I heard that. I heard you saying he shat on the floor, but
no, he does that too. He does that too. But let's just see if I can do it. There he is. Look.
Aww.
Yeah. Fucking dick. Don't awe him. He's a bellend. Yes, I'm talking about you. You're an idiot.
He's a 4-legged flurf, eh?
Less intelligence than.
Oh, so he's an anti-vaxxer too.
No, he's all about. No, he's had his vaccines. He's all about vaccines. Just probably a flat earther. You can tell by looking at him. He's a flat earther.
He gets his vaccines because he's forced by the man to get his vaccines.
yeah, man. The communist people said no.
Yeah.
He needs his vaccines.
Just wait a little while longer there, fella. You're going to get your balls taken off, too.
Fun fact, he's already had it done. Ooh. He had it done before we adopted him. So he's, yeah. He's never going to know the joy of having testicles.
Oh, poor guy.
We should all pity him, all laugh at him. One of them.
I'm licking all day long, and I don't know why.
You no ball muddy funster.
Noble
That's cruel.
Kenobi.
Is mocking your dog live on a stream unfair? I think it might be.
Well, depends.
Yeah, I think that Noble Kenobi is a great name.
Nobo Kenobi.
There you go.
Nobo Kenobi. Doesn't care. He's got some kind of pumpkin squish toy on the anymore. I don't exist anymore. Till it's time for FOOD, because I'm not going to say the word out loud.
That's right.
Because I'm not stupid.
Oh, that's
thinking to
probably the
himself,
one word that he
can't-
knows.
Yeah, I can't hump the bitch next door, so I'll take it out on you.
He's like he knows FOD and SIT and BED he knows as well. But yeah, he's busy ripping. Something weird happened with the phone system. Still got reasons. Still got that weird number. Still got Armin.
It's probably calling into the friggin' Speakeasy show.
Well, it's the same. I got caught out because I intended making this a lot slicker, steaming cup of reason, and then I talked to you, and then I wasted most of my day.
Sorry.
Doing. No, it wasn't you. It was me. I hung up with you. I was like, well, I could be creating a show intro and creating a set. Or I could go and just sit in front of the TV instead with a cup of tea and some biscuits. So I did that instead. So I intended showing I opened the show with the intro for my new Bad Advice show. But it's not as, this is going to be the set, but it's not as polished as I was like.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to work on this a bit, but this is roughly what it's going to look like.
Yeah. You need to work on it a bit. Hint, hint, buddy, pal.
I was working on it until like 3:15. I was like, I'm live in 15 minutes. I'm going to stop because everyone knows who works with OBS is if you screw with something before you go live, you are going to fuck up miserably.
No comments.
So the best thing to do is to have something that works and go live with it, than push it like 1 minute before you go live and then try it.
Oh, I was forced to do it a couple of times.
I've done it. Somebody's like the after shows I used to do, the Shields after shows I used to do. Somebody would send me a video like, I'm not really geared up for this. So we'd try it, and then I'd end up showing like Discord screens or random screens on my computer because OBS just doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I luckily managed to work around that a little bit better. But I remember the very first time I did on the old channel. The first time I produced there, I decided that I was gonna produce because otherwise there wasn't gonna be a show like an hour ahead of time, maybe 45 minutes. And it was the first time I was producing our old show on the previous channel, and I still had to build a set and everything.
I ended up what was I doing? Somebody asked me to run one of the iPub chats once. I was like, yeah, that's cool. When do we go? And it's like 10 minutes. Like, are you fucking serious? But I mean, it was a shit set. But I mean, we had something to go live. But it was never going to win any awards. It was, scrabbling around. Even
none of my sets do. So that's.
It's even the QED colons QED the first day that went live, and Mike Bertelsen and Jesse Tent, who were superb, but the first day that went live, I was still building the set while the friggin' standby screen was going. That's how close we were to that. Frustrated me greatly. I was so annoyed by that.
But when it goes right, the extra rush when it goes right is almost worth it.
That's why I miss that. I much prefer the producing side than I do the actual live side, because now I'm looking at the set now. I'm like, well, that's wrong and that's wrong. And the way you did that was wrong. But I don't have a producer. Me, which is why production on most of my live streams and when I produce for other people is really smooth.
I managed to do it fairly decently, speaking and producing at the same time, I have to say.
If you get a chance to set it up, it's all good. But if anything catches you unaware, OBS hates things being changed live.
That is why I have. Like one thing that I do is that I already have a screen capture ready, so that if I get an unexpected video, all I have to do is allocate that screen capture to the right screen and make it visible, and then all they see is that screen. For example, so I have like a few small things here and there that makes it a little bit easier to deal with unexpected situations.
Yeah, I used to love doing the Reason myself. Used to Mega Mirrors Reason show. It would be mirrored to every now, but that was always good fun. But before we started, we would always do that run through of this is the intro, this is the main set, this is that's that, and that's us getting the hell out of here. And that would work quite nicely. But it was always like the after show or some of my own streams, especially the after shows, because usually most people had a drink by the after show, and it'd be like, show this, do that, do something. I've just sent you something on Discord, so you get something on Discord, you think, I've got to line this up now and get it working and get it on the screen. And I've only got one scene in the after show, which is the one that you're watching. So there's no smooth way to do it. You just got to do it. Drives me. I need to find a producer.
Yeah, well, if your times were not as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. No, it drives me nuts, and especially because I'm used to producing and not talking.
Yeah.
When stuff happens and I do it badly, I'm like, oh, if I wasn't talking, I could have.
It's
like
it's a thing. Yeah.
I wouldn't let myself get away with shit like that.
Well, that's why I'm glad that I have a co-host that likes to talk, to say the least.
If there was an Olympic sport for talking, OK Boomer would be the gold medalist for Australia.
Exactly. So I can do producing stuff while Boomer is ranting, and I don't even
and Boomer.
I don't even have
Boomer,
to ask.
That's it. We all love you for it, Boomer. It's not a criticism.
Oh no, I hate you. Fuck you.
If you listen to any of the movie nights, he's superb because he's clearly put the work in to think of the script. Exactly. Mademoiselle inside chat says Boomer is epic.
No, he's not.
Epic is a
Fuck
good
him.
word. Shut up.
Fuck you, Boomer. I hate you, and you know it.
Hold on a second. Let me just see if he's not on. No. He's not awake yet.
No,
right.
He's sleeping, the lazy bastard, and he's gonna listen back to this, and he's gonna be like, of course, he knows that and he knows my true feelings. This is not a shock for him.
So really, all of this Bunker 33 camaraderie stuff is a load of bullshit.
Oh yeah. Boomer and I are faking our friendliness to each other, even when we're just talking to each other 2-on-2.
Yeah.
I know that's a lie. That's terrible. I could hear you smiling while you were saying it.
But the funny thing is, if you were to ask him, he would say exactly the same thing.
he would probably threaten to kill you, but that's the way Boomer is. If Boomer doesn't threaten to kill you,
He doesn't care.
like you. yeah, you're not high on his list of people. Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Goodness me. What time is it in that part of the world right now?
In the Netherlands. Well, it's about the time to say goodnight because it's 2 a.m.
Oh shit. Really?
Yes, it is. It's like
And
one. It's
Boomer is like morning. Boomer's morning. But 2 a.m. Get that. What the hell are you doing talking to us? We love you.
well.
but
I took some extra sleep because I knew you were doing your birthday live stream. I just missed the first hour, and I was planning on wishing you a happy birthday, man.
thank you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you should be watching Arduin, because he's absolutely lovely, and he's on with Boomer, who he actually loves as much as he protests. They're really good. They make a good pair together, and Bunker 33.
Yeah.
And if anyone has got a link for Bunker 33, Google that.
Oh, I pretty much have it here.
I think you've got a wrench.
Yes, I do.
If you don't,
And there's a link to Bunker 33.
awesome, you beat me to it. I copied it, but I didn't have time to paste. Everybody, check out Bunker 33. Arduin and Boomer are superb, as are the American crew.
Yes, this
and
Wednesday we're not on because we're taking a week off. But next week we will be back with another movie.
Awesome. What about the American crew? Are they on this week?
Yeah, they weren't on last weekend, but they'll probably be on this Saturday/Sunday, depending on where you live.
Awesome. And
Depends on health because not everyone is feeling 100% right now. Nothing major, just things.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't guarantee they will be on next week, but they're planning on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesomeness. Just in side chat, critical. This is why I shouldn't drink and stream at the same time. Little Cripple says subbed.
Thank you very much, Critical
Awesome.
Cripple. And
Thank you very much.
well, happy birthday, Cheesy. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you everyone for enduring me. And I'm gonna wish you all a good night.
All right.
Awesome. Good night.
Good night.
Speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Arduin. Good night. Awesome. And I do try and get on the Bunker 33 movie night because it's great. The banter that the two of them have got and the amount of work that Boomer puts into those jokes and the commentary is should not be underestimated because it's not.
No, it's
If we could all say goodnight to Arduin in the side chat as well.
Good night.
Give me a couple of reasons. What were you going to say, sir?
Nothing. I was just kind of agreeing with you.
It's I just said the crafty shit. So it's you and me, Steam a Cup of Reason, and I think Brandon taking it personally that the calling show system kicked him out, but it's not designed for calls of an hour.
Yeah.
I can run a show for 3 or 4 hours, but it's not designed for calls of an hour. If you're watching Brandon, it wasn't done on purpose. Really sorry.
Yeah.
Arduin inside chess. So side chat. I think side chat has changed since last time I spoke to you all. I know that most of the Brits are going to bed now, so I guess
I think
it's
just the Americans.
I think it's going to be heading into the Americans and the late night basic trig. Hello, it's going to be heading into the Americans and some of the Brits who you can stay up all night and all day and not be affected by it. So if you're a Brit or in Europe who has been up for all night and all day, then thank you so much. Basic trig. I don't know where you're from in the world, but you were. So there we go. I'm sure there was something I was supposed to tell you all, but it's gone completely out of my head. I've drunk way too much. I think we might go for 1:15 a.m. Where does that put you?
I think that's Brit.
7 hours, 6 or 7 hours ahead. That's somewhere in Europe.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being up at 1:15 a.m. That's really. Tony Regime inside chat says, I've been awake for so long I can't remember what day I woke up. I don't know what day it is most days of the week. Check my phone.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot. I'm just
especially when I get to Fridays to Tuesdays, I just lose complete track because it's all just one.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really working.
Mm-hmm.
Just I don't know, and I it's quite sad. I go by what my phone tells me. So if my phone tells me to get up, then I get up, and if my phone says my phone even tells me it's time for bed, go to bed.
There you go.
Unless it's something, unless I'm looking for shit on YouTube and then sit and watch that for 5 hours.
Yeah, I do that too sometimes.
Is it just me that goes into YouTube and looks on the home section of YouTube, and then scrolls right and keeps scrolling right until something cool appears?
Yeah, I do that all the time. It's getting to the point.
Drives me.
I'm starting to get recommendations of stuff I've already watched 2 or 3 times.
That's it. That's the thing. Is I've seen videos from a year ago that I'm being recommended, but occasionally I see live streams going on. I'm like, well, I think I'll have a little look.
Yeah.
And wander on in, and usually it's drama. But the guy to watch lately that seems to be going live more than he was is Blue Marble Science.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of
get
those Cavendish ones.
You get some real science out of him, but he's actually really cool as well.
Mm-hmm.
I love his accent. I could listen to him talk all day, every day. I love his voice. Just something just soothing about his voice. He could read the phone book, and I would be watching a live stream of Blue Marble Science reading the phone book, and loving it. I'd walk around supermarkets with it in my head. It'd be amazing. Tony Regime inside chat. Cheesemondo, have you seen any videos by Metatron? I don't think I have. I Google Met like religious stuff though, isn't it? You 539,000. Are we talking about the same person here? That I've lost the chat. Everyone else gone quiet.
It shows Tony Regime.
Tony, are we talking about the guy with 539,000 subscribers? Isn't Alan Rickman Dogma is indeed the Metatron, the voice of God? That's reminded me. In Prince of Thieves, Alan Rickman, my favorite scene of the whole thing in Prince, and I couldn't say it when Keela was here. Go on now. The coolest scene in that whole movie is the crone where she's stabbing the altar, and Alan Rickman walks in and says something vexes. That's my favorite. That is my favorite line in the whole thing. Metatron is mainly about history. I think we're looking at the same thing. 539,000. That is impressive. Do you have a favourite then on that one? Yeah, with a spoon. Spoon. Yeah. Tony, what's the deal? What's the deal with that channel then? What is it that stuck out on that channel?
He says it's mostly about history, so I should check it
It
out.
looks to be like reenactments and stuff. Like reenactment.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I click on it, it's going to play it over the stream, which is going to irk me. Don't know what they're going to say. Yeah, these warriors. Seems to be reenactments and stuff like that. I might give that a look later, though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Blue Marble Science is live. Sciences do. Oh, he's got Cavendish running. Isn't that Alan Rickman in Dogma? No, it's in Prince of Thieves. Alan Rickman gets advice from the Crone about how he should be alive, and he goes in and she's stabbing the altar, and it's just something vexes. Alan Rickman in Dogma is the Metatron, voice of God. I know someone else with a really good channel. Who might that be? Basic Trick. Who else do you know has got a really good history channel that might be packed with reason? Is there anyone else out there that might have a Basic Trick? Is there anyone else you might think had a history channel? Basic Trick? Not. Is there? The delay kills me. I wish it was more real time.
Yeah.
Even on low latency, it's still a few seconds, and then they've still got a type, which makes it even more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Might that be Basic Trick? I don't know if it was, Jonathan. Hopefully, I'm not going to embarrass myself by saying this, but could it be the Pain of Progress? Who Basic Trick said? Who could it be? I wonder who could it be. Could it be the Pain of Progress? Is there anyone in side chat who's never heard of the Pain of Progress? I mean, not that I'm going to organise ninjas to come and find you if you haven't.
I will.
Don't feel your life's at risk. But have we all heard of the Pain of Progress? Is there anyone that hasn't? Oh. I started watching stuff about historical medieval martial arts, but he does stuff on different civilizations and cultures. What's Pain of Progress? Critical Cripple with a winky face says, "What's the Pain of Progress?" That's hurtful. Steam and Cup of Reason. Would you like to tell us about the Pain of Progress?
Well, Pain of Progress is my history channel, oddly enough, and yeah, it just talks about things from the past that were originally intended to kill our enemies in war and things that cost a lot in human lives to develop, and that have become part of our daily lives that we virtually couldn't live without. Things that you just probably wouldn't even think about, like duct tape. One of the most
That's
my
favorite episode.
Ubiquitous things on the planet. You can barely. There's barely nowhere you can go and not find duct tape, and it's used for absolutely everything. It's the ultimate fix-it, but it wasn't really developed with that intention in mind. And that's what Pain of Progress is about. Oh, Did we lose cheese? Ooh. Looks like I might be sitting here all by my lonesome. We lost cheese. Anyways, folks. Yeah. We'll wait for cheese to come back. I'll pop the link in the side chat for anybody who hasn't heard of the Pain of Progress. Go over and check it out. I would appreciate it. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think.
I'm here. Sorry, I'm here.
There he is.
Exactly. And I think I know Critical Cripple has heard of the Pen of Progress because of premieres. But if you haven't, then check out Steamy Cup Reasons. Just drop that inside chat and give that a look. Definitely give that a look. As you get into season,
Well, we're running into a season 2 now.
Pain and Progress is
Yeah.
and exactly. Commander 401 inside chat says Pain and Progress is always awesome. Exactly, because there's a lot of love put into it, not just thrown together
No.
willy-nilly. There's a lot of thought and research and production that goes into it. And I know because I've been on the narration side of things. You'll have to wait some considerable time to hear that, but
Yeah. You will.
in side chats, Critical Cripple says, question for reason, why do I have to get up so damn early on Sunday?
Well, the reason for that is because I wanted to choose a time that was accessible to not only the American audience, but the British audience as well. And that seemed to be the time where most people are at least able to join. Yeah. I mean, I could do it. I could do it my local time, but then everybody else is either at work or asleep, and premieres would be dead. So I had to choose a time that fit between those time zones. Yeah.
It's tricky, isn't it? Oh, my camera's not working. Tricky, isn't it? Because you are in Vietnam, which is plus. I'm going to say plus 14 without checking. Plus 14 GMT. Is that plus 14 from me?
From you.
I think it's plus 14 from me.
Yeah. Our time zone here is GMT plus 7.
Yeah, which makes it tricky. Then there's no good time for anyone. It's an odd time zone to be in.
Pretty much, but at least it's 6 a.m. At 6 a.m. my time on Saturday would be, basically 5:30 or 5 p.m. your time in Colorado. It would be like midnight in Glasgow and London and Dublin. So 11 p.m. see, I set it at 11 p.m. UTC so that I've got that 7-hour spread on both sides where it's not too unreasonable for people to be there. It is early for some people. It is late for others, but at least it's in a spot where both can, if they want to, be there and enjoy it. And yeah.
It's always good. It's always. I mean, it's not a premiere anymore, is it? So you're just releasing them. So really, you don't have to be up for the premieres anymore. You could, as long as you watch it. And correct me if I'm wrong, but as long as you watch it, it's all good. You don't have to get up when it's released anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Because right now we're just doing straight uploads. So even though it uploads at 6 a.m. or sorry, at 11 p.m. UTC, you can catch it when you get up later. It's not premieres. We just did premieres for season 1 to reintroduce the series. Because see, here's the story for those of you out there who don't know about the Pain of Progress. The show was originally developed a year ago, and it was running on another channel, which shall remain nameless. and it was getting lots of really great comments, but it was getting buried under a whole mountain of shit, and it was getting nowhere. So the decision was made to take it off of that platform completely and reintroduce it on its own channel where it has a chance to build its own following and start getting momentum. And it's been a slow process, I admit it, but I'm willing to go through that to give the show the proper chance to grow. So what we're doing is, when we made that move, we'd already had the first 4 seasons completed. Season 4 being, of course, two episodes with Cheesemondo doing the excellent narration. It was awesome. It was really awesome. But yeah, we're reintroducing it, one series at a time, one video every week, just like the original, so people have a chance to catch up on what they may have missed, revisit shows they may have enjoyed, and for new people to actually catch the whole show from the beginning. And at the end of series 4, we will start premieres again for the new season 5, which is in production.
What can we look forward to in season 5? Are you at liberty to tell us? Is it a closely guarded secret?
Series 1 and 2, we're primarily looking at technologies of the past and how they were developed for wartime and how they've become part of our daily lives. Then season 3, we shifted the focus to organizations and people who had an impact on the modern world we know today. And then series 4 was where we took a look at 6 main civilizations of mankind. The Egyptians, the Romans, the Mayans, which was done by Cheese, the Greeks, the Persians. So that series 4 was all about civilizations. And now series 5, we're going to expand beyond that again. And for series 5, we're going to be looking at the Middle Ages.
Is there anything you can wet a whistle with in there?
Within the Middle Ages, we're going to be looking at several things. We're going to be taking a look at the period between the fall of the Roman Empire and through to the Renaissance. That entire period, called the Middle Ages, or sometimes called the Dark Ages, we'll be focusing primarily on that. We'll be looking at various topics. As a matter of fact, the first one we're planning is just looking at the 5th and 6th century, which was really a time of transition between the Roman Empire and the Middle Ages. There's quite a bit going on in there. It's what led to the Holy Roman Empire, the Pope, or the papacy. And then we'll be looking at people like Charlemagne. We'll be looking at the Byzantines. We'll be looking at Mohammed and the rise of Islam throughout Europe. We'll be looking at the Vikings. We'll be looking at people of note like William the Conqueror and William Wallace. We'll be looking at like the Magna Carta, the Crusades, the Inquisition. There's actually 9 separate inquisitions, so we'll just encapsulate them all. We'll be looking at Genghis Khan, and we'll be looking at the Black Death, the Black Plague. So,
not that there's anything nice about the Black Plague, but
but it was a significant part of our history.
Significant part of history.
Yeah.
And it's more of a global focus rather than, because when people say the Middle Ages, I mostly.
Well, yeah, and that's common for most people. When you think Middle Ages or Dark Ages, the first thing that comes to mind is King Arthur and the Round Table, knights and castles and battles. But there's a lot more to the Middle Ages than that. So we're going to be looking at as much of it as we can. It's huge. I mean, I could probably make 4 seasons out of it, but we're going to take the major events and the major things from that period and encapsulate it into Series 5. And then from Series 6, we'll probably carry on from there and look at the Renaissance. So that's not been decided yet, but that's kind of where looking ahead to. So,
have you got a calling for it? Is that where that's come from?
well, yeah, basically, because the Renaissance was a remarkable period in human history, and it's where a lot of the art and technical arts, technical advancements, or technical achievements that started the ball rolling. I mean, all of these things came about during the Renaissance. It's when man really started to develop into what we are today. So, yeah.
Thank you. Oh, Colorado biker in side chat wishes happy birthday. Basically, saying happy birthday. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that Steam coverage.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the.
Yeah. So yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, head on over. I sure could use the input, and I just want everybody to enjoy it and hopefully learn something at the same time.
Oh, you had the link, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just throw that in side chat again.
Okay.
That's a neat little bundle then. In fact, throw it in the old side chat.
Yeah.
Get that out there. And if you haven't seen it, don't know what we're talking about, but you do have an interest, give that a look, because it's going to be different to.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's quite refreshing not to be watching a drama video or a Karen offset.
Exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with making videos about this stuff, but Pain and Progress is a lot different. I find it quite a welcome break Friday from everything else that's happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Series 1 and 2 is mostly a collab. That was me and Thor, Logic of the Gods, and we spelled off every other show. Like, I'd do one, he'd do one. I'd do one, he'd do one. And then in Series 3, that's when I brought on some other creators who wanted to get in on it and volunteered some of their time. And then Series 4, again, I had other creators working with me. But from Series 5 onward, it's going to be just me. All me and only me from then moving forward. So.
And how far away from you? I guess we're on Series 2 now.
Yeah, we're just starting Series 3. So we're looking at, there's 12 episodes per season. So we're looking at, let's see, 24, 33, another 33, 34 weeks before Series 5 hits.
Cool. Yeah. But if you're not subbed, you should sub now and catch up on the rest of the goodness.
Yeah.
Hit the new series.
Yeah, because we are trying to put it into some kind of a logical progression. The first 2 series were just all over the place because we were focusing on the technologies, not really the time period, although most of it does kind of tend to hang around the World War II era. But Series 3 was, again, from World War III to the 60s and the 70s. And then we went way back to ancient civilizations and now we're bringing it forward again.
So my favorites with that one, Duct Tape is my favorite, and I've told you this privately, but I'll say it publicly as well. Duct Tape is one of my favorites because it made me think about something. Most months, made me really think about the thing I use. Because I never gave it a second thought as to who invented it or why or even existed. It wasn't until Pain and Progress I was like, actually, you're right. I don't. And then my second favorite is, and it's none of the ones I narrate. Second favorite is actually Bletchley Park
Yeah.
because the work that they did there, and I like the focus of that because it's not necessarily all about the guys. It draws attention to the fact that the ladies had a significant part of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
Huge
not
part.
many people that will tell that side of the story. It's not Alan Turing, who is awesome. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I think Alan Turing is awesome, and I think the British government owes more than the apology they gave to him.
Mm-hmm.
British people owe him more than the apology because the fact that what happened to him was horrific. And we'll talk about that another day. Let's not bring him down.
Yeah.
But the way Alan Turing was treated was horrific. But that Pain and Progress does what most other series don't. In fact, it throws a real searchlight on what the ladies actually.
Yeah.
And it was more. Lots of the accomplishments at Bletchley Park were down to the ladies,
Mm-hmm.
and not so much Alan Turing or the guys that we all know the name. We all know the name Turing.
Mm-hmm.
Not many.
Yeah.
Good.
How many people have heard of the ENIAC girls? I mean, when it comes to the development of the computer, the history of the computer, it's not a stretch to say that the first computers in the world were women.
That's a million times true. My dad's mum was one of the only women in Britain who understood how modern changes her job to go and train people. Got a lot of shit for it because
Mm-hmm.
they're like, we're guys and you're a woman, and what can you possibly know? And she took the thing apart and put it back together.
Yeah. And probably did a better job of it too.
But it's the Bletchley Park. We all know Alan Turing out of Bletchley Park, but we don't know that's one of my favorite things about that episode.
Mm-hmm.
It throws a bit of a spotlight on the ladies for a change, and the people who actually did the day-to-day stuff. It wasn't all of the big names. Bletchley Park only worked because there were a lot of people,
Yeah.
doing the same, doing that job.
Mm-hmm.
And we only know the kind of bigger names of it, really.
Yeah.
And I think, as a Brit, I think Britain owes a huge debt to everyone.
Absolutely.
I don't think they've been recognised.
Yeah.
So that's why that's the favourite episode.
Yeah.
Duct Tape made me think about something I've never thought about, and Bletchley Park.
Yeah.
A different light on something.
And if you go back to series 1 and watch the episode I did on computers, you'll find an interesting little tidbit as to why we call it debugging.
I've seen that. So, brain.
Yeah, it was basically one of the earlier machines. I think it was work. The work that was being done on the ENIAC or the Manchester Baby. Anyways, there was a cockroach or some kind of bug stuck in one of the relays, preventing the machine from operating properly. And this woman, who was actually writing, and that's another thing, a U.S. Navy officer, a woman, wrote the code for those early relay computers that has today become COBOL.
Ooh.
Yeah. She retired an admiral in the U.S. Navy, but she's the one who found a bug in one of those old early machines she was working on that was interrupting a relay. And after that bug was removed, the machine worked properly again. And she taped it in her notebook, and it is considered the first true example of debugging.
Bug. That's nice. I've just realized.
And I have to check in with the office in 15 minutes. So
I tell you what, let's call this a day then, because it's just you and me here steaming. Is there anything you want to chill out? Anything you want to tell us? Anything? No.
nothing much other than remember the Pain of Progress on Friday, 11 p.m. UTC, part 2 of nuclear power, and that's about it for now. And of course, Life
Awesome.
Side every Sunday.
Ooh, and where will that be this week? If we were going to look for it, where would it be?
It's on Crafty's channel this week.
Crafty Healer's channel.
Yeah.
Awesomeness.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you to everyone who called in.
Yeah.
Everyone in the side chat. You're all amazing, and anyone else watching, who hasn't made themselves side chat. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
There's 12 of you here now. There's 16 likes on the video. I just thought we'd have a chat and a bit of a stick around. I didn't realize. I didn't intend going for 3 hours, but we have, and that's mainly down to you guys, all watching and side chat like that. So thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say good night. If you don't know In Progress, then why the hell not and go find it. I'm sure Steamy Cup of Reason will throw the chat link into the chat one more time.
Okay, here I go.
Before I hit the go home button. But I just want to say thank you very much. And I'll do a quick run through of anyone I can see in the side chat. And if I don't shout you out, it's because I can't see you. But I'm going to say hello to Basic Trig, Facty, Tony Regime, Jin, who else?
Jinsu.
Critical Cripple went to bed, but good night, sir. Mademoiselle is there. Who else? I think that's all I can see at the moment. Geo Sam, you are awesome. Thank you so much for calling it Speakeasy. Captain 401. Yep, Captain 401. And let's get the hell out of here because Steam Cup of Reasons got to go and do some work, and it's still stupid o'clock for him.
Yeah. It's
if I have missed you, I'm really, really sorry. But thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with us for 3 hours or 3.5 hours. I'm out of here.
Mate. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to go and drink some more alcohol and probably won't be fit for a stream. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
When you've had enough, just kick the puppy and go to bed.
Just go to bed.
Yeah.
Right, I'm out of here.
All right.
Thank you so much.